Hi, Arthur. Hi, Maeve. Hi, Wraith. What is that? It's like a little bot there. Maeve, how are you? That's a little weird. How is everybody doing? Deadwalk, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Kaneki, hi. Darkbreaker, how is everybody? Happy friggin' Monday. I know it's weird for me to start this late, but oh, it's a good thing I did start late this week because I had friggin' issues this morning. Hello, Disciple. How are you? Hopefully Lumia is working. We were working on Lumia. I was actually with Lumia support. You've inspired me, so now I am making my own Twitch banner, popping in to say hello. Good luck. Good luck, Archer. Thank you for popping in. Good luck with everything. Happy Monday, Ray on D&D. How are you? Today we're going to be doing a just chatting scene, and we're going to be discussing 13 Ghosts and the Black Zodiac and a bit more than what the movie has given us. I did some deep diving. I did sort of it's still not working 100% correctly. Yeah, the good times. Hoping that once I upgrade to Windows 11 it might actually do better. I really don't know. But I was having issues with Lumia and VoiceMod working together. So it is what it is. You love 13 Ghosts, so do I. I love the original. Deadwalk, could we give Archer 5,000 limbs, please? I am good, Disciple. You've been watching a good show. What show have you been watching? I did get my my scream room kind of situated. I got all the stuff in storage that I needed to get in storage. Now it's going to be setting things up here, and I still need to get 2 bookshelves. It's all good. We'll give you limbs. Deadwalk just gave you limbs. Almighty Johnson's nice, Disciple. Darkbreaker, thank you for your 3 stream streak. Thank you. Do you know Twitch now allows you to save your stream streaks? They do. I'm not 100% sure how one does that, but I heard that they do. And Mr. Loki's already whining. Of course, you gotta have some limbs. Our limbs reset every month because we have a limb leaderboard, and the top 3 on the leaderboard receive a prize. So how it works is there's a top 10 leaderboard. Limbs are earned free. You don't have to pay for anything. You earn your limbs by chatting. You earn more limbs chatting than you do lurking. And if you do morgue every 30 minutes or so, you get more limbs. If you spin and heist, you can also exchange your channel points for limbs as well. We already got shit going down over on the green side. Arthur, how was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend? How are we doing? Did we have a good weekend? Tubi is great. I will 100% agree. Tubi is amazing. There's a lot of great shows on Tubi, a lot of great horror movies. Tubi's all around great for being free, man. I tell you what. For being free, it's pretty friggin' amazing. Oh, and yeah, there has been a lot of controversy about Twitch's view counts. So if you've noticed a decline, don't let that bother you. Okay, it's not you, it's Twitch. It's been known by so many people. Even giant creators have been doing their own tests and posting it to the twatters. It went by too quickly, but I have been enjoying Ghost of Yotai. Nice, Arthur. It does go by quickly. I was busy Saturday and Sunday. I did make it to the gym for an hour and a bit, almost hour and a half, which was nice. And I'm going to the gym again tonight. It does, Deadwalk. It does. It blows asshole, dude. And it sucks because the view count as a creator really messes with you on an emotional and mental level. Because I don't look at my view count during a live stream. If I did, oh my lord, I would probably change. So I don't Ooh, Archer, that's my word of advice. When you start creating content and you start going live, hide your view count. Because one, I've been doing this for 8 years, and that advice was given to me when I first started 8 years ago, and it's been great ever since. I always tell everybody, do not have your view count visible. Look at your analytics after stream, not during stream, because it can and it will deflate you. I went from having 100 viewers down to 50 viewers down to now maybe I'm on a good day 25 viewers. And that's because my lurkers aren't being counted anymore. And if I was to watch my view count, I think it would have demoralized me 100%, because the view count, I know it doesn't sound like much to those that don't create content. That view count really fucks with you if it's going down, because you automatically take it as, what am I doing wrong? What did I do? What did I say? Do they not like the games I play? It's a real mental fuck. It is. It really is a not in the fun, pull your hair, slap your ass kind of way. Ra would have panic attack if she checked her view count. Oh God, I would. I can't check my view count live, but I do know in my analytics, because I deep dive my analytics after every stream, I've known I've declined. However, ever since they implemented that new ViewBot thing, lurkers aren't being counted, and we know that for a fact now. Just because of all the big people that have been literally testing. I don't have to test anymore. So because of all the big streamers that are testing it, they're showing there's a view count difference between live and what's actually being recorded. Hi, Landon. How are you? I do love my analytics, because analytics give you a really good insight on what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. And I highly, highly recommend you deep diving your analytics and understanding them, so you know what you are going to do right and how you're going to grow. Twitch is a platform where you honestly need to be discovered off of Twitch, unfortunately. I keep telling people to F off. A view count is a solid 0. Yeah, exactly. It's not a 0. Wow, starting early with the message failed to shit. Yeah, it just sucks how it's been a crappy experience lately. Between that and Twitch taking away what it would. Oh God, we haven't had offline hosting in a long time. Archer, we haven't had hosting in a long time. They took that away. Cannibal, how are you? How was your weekend?
ReAnimateHer.
I really, Maeve, how is your day going? Thank you, Kirby. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Kamal. How are you? I hope everyone had a good weekend. How's your weekend going? How did it go? Was it good for everybody? Yeah, they got rid of hosting a long time ago, which I thought was ridiculous, because I loved hosting people. I don't raid as much, but I love hosting people. And I don't raid as much is because I multi-stream for the most part. And it's a real pain in the butt to multi-stream and host. I mean, raid. So I don't really raid much. But hosting, I was huge at hosting. That's how I met a lot of new creators as well, is by what my friends were hosting on their channels while they were offline. YouTube has a host thing. It's in the settings, and you have to set it every stream. So you could send people to someone else's YouTube channel in that event if you wanted to. Now Kick has hosting, and that's their form of rating. However, it's a little different. You have to have, I think, 5 people in your channel in order to even host on your channel. But I would love to see hosting back. Because it would be nice. It really would be nice to have hosting back. But yes, don't look at your view count. Not while you're live, at least. Look at your numbers after you're live. Check out, your highs and your lows. Twitch gives you full-on, in-depth analytics. Not as much as YouTube. What's up, 8-Bit? How are you? How was your weekend, 8-Bit? And thank you again for voting for me for Horror Content Creator of the Year. Actually, it's nominating me. So thank you very much for the nominations. I do appreciate being nominated. Voting won't happen until nominations are closed. Zombie. How you doing, Zombie? You guys should take a look at Zombie's creativity project for Halloween in the Discord. It's pretty friggin' epic. I'm doing good, 8-Bit. I can't complain. Oh my God. Is the nomination still open? Yes, they just started today, and I believe so. Here's the link for nominations. Let me go take a look here. Nominations, I believe, are running. All right, so let's see. Open nominations running from Monday, October 6th to Wednesday, October 15th. A vote on the top 30 nominations running from Monday the 27th to Saturday, November 1st. So I will let you guys know when the second step is. So now is to nominate, then it would be to vote, then there'll be another vote, and then the winner would be picked. Now, this is not like Faces of Halloween or whatever the fuck it's called. There's no personal information. You sign on by your Gmail account. They don't ask you for your email address. They don't ask you for personal information, your cell phone number. You just log into your Google account. You type in ReAnimateHer, or really whoever you want to nominate, and then your favorite horror game of the year. So that when your opinion, and then submit, and that's it. I will vote for you. Oh, well, I thank you very much, Kirby. Thank you. There is the link. It's right there. But I definitely appreciate you guys doing so. Can't think what my favorite horror game of the year would be. Yeah, there's quite a few good horror games that came out this year when you think about it. Why would you nominate anybody else? Right, Deadwalk? But here is the link if anybody else needs it over on the green side of things. I did post it in my Discord, so if you're in my Discord, it's in the announcement channel. I do appreciate it if you did nominate me. Thank you. My weekend, yeah, like I said, my weekend was good. It was busy. I was on the go this weekend, and I'm hoping next weekend to upgrade my computer to Windows 11, unfortunately, because Windows 10 as of October 14th will no longer have support, and that is where you're going to have issues with hackers. So I am going to be updating to Windows 11. I'm hoping that my computer guy has time this weekend to do it, and hopefully I don't run into any issues. Ash, well, that Discord data breach fucked me. My card is compromised, and they tried to spend over 10K. All transactions were blocked, but due to Ticketmaster. It got me as well, but nothing got see, Ash, I contacted Discord because I got the same email. However, I have been checking, mind you, I don't have any credit cards on file with anything. I just have PayPal, right? And support hasn't gotten back to me. So there was a third-party app. It wasn't actually Discord, right? So it wasn't Discord. I can only think that's it. I guess it could be something else. Well, no. Okay, so for those of you that didn't get the email, I actually posted in Discord about this a few days ago. Because I got an email from Discord, and it said, hello, we're reaching out to you because of a recent security incident on September 20th involving your personal data. Specifically, an unauthorized party gained limited access to a third-party customer service system. So, yeah, I got an email from Discord, Ash. Hey, Slipknot, how are you? It was a third-party app connected to Discord. I was not impacted, but I have heard a bit about it. I want to know what third party. I don't ever use my debit card online. Like I just don't, because I've had fraud happen before, many years ago, and now I just use PayPal. However, PayPal is not always 100% secure. If you open a support ticket, I opened a support ticket. They haven't contacted me back, Maeve. According to this, it was a third-party app that we were connected to. We have confirmed that your personal data associated with your contact with our customer support, trust, and safety teams was exposed to the incident. This may include your name, Discord name, email, and other contact details if you provided them. Limited payment information, including payment type, last 4 digits of your credit card, and your purchase history if associated with your account. IP addresses, messages and attachments sent to our customer support and trust and safety agents. The incident did not include full credit card numbers or CCV codes, your physical address, your messages or activity on Discord beyond what you may have discussed with customer support or trust and safety agents, your Discord password and authentication data. The ticket numbers impacted for your account were, and you can use these ticket numbers to search for your relevant exchanges in your email. Now, I couldn't find anything with that exchange in my email. I contacted Discord support from Discord itself, not this email, because I didn't know if this email was actually legit. I didn't know this email was actually legit. So me, I'm always fucking sus about everything. So I went onto my computer, I went to Discord's website, I went to support on Discord, and I typed my thing in there, giving this number. I do get a response here. Thanks for writing in. We're just going to confirm we've received your message. Our support team is working hard to get back to you. Just to confirm, do you already have an open ticket? If so, you can definitely follow up, blah, blah, blah. That was on October 4th. I have yet to hear anything back from Discord. No, it was the system they used for support tickets. Yeah, I don't know what it was. And man, that shit just keeps coming. It does. It's kind of scary. This is why I don't ever I use PayPal for a reason, right? I did a support ticket a couple months back because of a weird message I got. It ended up being a fraud message. Yeah. Hi, Squeaks. How are you? Not your fault, but definitely a fault in their system. 100%. I'm so sorry, Ash. Can we please get some juju in the chat for Ash? Ash just had some financial scam done on her. Now, not 100% sure where. You think it was, do you think it was Discord as your payment information or anything like that? And they said that it was, yeah, interesting. They said cards weren't leaked, but I don't believe that. All transactions started around 22 of September. Thank you guys for the juju for Ash, because well, that Discord data breach fucked me. My card is compromised and they tried to spend over 10K. All transactions were blocked, but 2 to Ticketmaster. Hello, Extreme Wolf. How are you? You're doing better than yesterday. Went to the ER. Oh no, you scratched your eye. Can we get some juju for Squeaks too? Oh my Lord. That's 2 days after the breach. Oh my God, Ash. I am sorry. I mean, I think thankfully I have not seen anything. Mind you, I don't ever remember putting my card into Discord or doing a support ticket of any kind to Discord. So thank you for the juju on all the platforms, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much for both Squeaks and Ash. That sucks, man. That sucks. So that's why I am connecting it, but 100% could be something else. We use our cards daily, Ash. Unfortunately, these scamming POSs are really good at what they do. I just got a text message. It was a scam. First time I've ever seen this scam, but I thought it was weird because I don't really drive much. I don't, unless I physically have to, like, fucking drive. So I got a text message from the Alberta Parking Municipality infraction notice. One, that's fucking weird, because they can't get your cell phone number from your from your license plate, okay? Your license plate doesn't give them a phone number at all. So I get this text message and it says Alberta Parking Municipality infraction notice, final notice. Date of issuance gives me a date, gives me an infraction code. Then it tells me that on September 8th, a ticket was issued for a parking violation. And it's like legit, looks legit. And I'm like, it even has a link to go and pay my fine. AB parking infraction ihub.com. And I'm just like, nah, motherfucker, I was not born yesterday, bitch. And so then I actually reported this. And yeah, the RCMP said this is a brand new scam going around. And I'm like, thank God I'm not naive. Dude, I get these voicemails saying that they're suing me and this is my last chance. I don't get the suing part, but I do get phone calls that start with a 1V that if I was to answer, they ask if this is blank blank's name. And I'm like, no. And I hang up because that's a new scam also as well. So there's another scam going around that when you answer your phone, the person on the other line sounds professional and they ask you, "Hi, is this Elizabeth Naomi? And am I speaking to Elizabeth Naomi?" And then you respond, "Yes." They record that and hang up. Now they've got you saying yes. And so they're able to take their AI, most likely, and transform all of that into your voice and saying yes. So anytime someone calls me, I don't give a fuck if it's a real phone call from the government. I don't give a shit. When they ask me, "Is this so-and-so?" I'm like, "No, who's calling?" Because not at all. So be careful on that one as well. So most of the transactions are from Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. Son of a bitches. Cancel cards whenever possible. Hit by this shit. I had to cancel and replace my cards in the past. Yeah, it's horrible when you have to replace your ID and everything. Like I said, many years ago, I was, my bank account was violated. And I use the term violated because it was a violation of my own trust. It was an eye-opener. This is why I use 2auth on everything, and I no longer put my debit card on anything. Amazon, nowhere. You've gotten those before as well, like Bish. I don't even drive on toll roads. Exactly. What's up, Profits? Hi, Crow. How are you? Those messages claiming you have tickets, unpaid tolls. Yeah, we don't have tolls here. So I'm doing well, Crow. You're severely hungover. Oh no. I was alerted today by text saying this is a 1205 purchase. I text back in and got a call, didn't answer, called them back. What gets me is if you are blocking over transactions over 2 weeks, locking the fucking card, like what? 10 transactions. Yeah. It's just, I'm so sorry, Ash, that you're having to go through that. I honestly hope you get all your money back. I hope you're doing good, Profits. Or even Timu. Yeah. Hey, Don, how are you? I don't, if the place doesn't take PayPal, I do not purchase from it. Right? I am so paranoid about my credit card information and all of this stuff that I don't use it online. And I do have a throwaway debit card. It's not really a throwaway debit card. It's attached to a bank account, but that bank account has $0 in it. $0 in it. And it's got a limit on it. And when I want to buy something that doesn't have PayPal, I transfer money from my account that's not connected to that card. I e-transfer it to myself. Then I take that card with the exact amount and then I purchase something. Yes, it's a pain in the asshole. Yes, I pay fees on this account. However, it protects me from having any kind of bullshit because there's $0 in the account. They can try to use it, but there's $0 fucking dollars. And that is exactly a burner card. And I do that. I think that Amazon's the only place that doesn't take PayPal. And it baffles me how they didn't decide to lock the card once the 5th or 6th block transaction happened. Yeah, that's weird, Ash. I would also say it's a fault on them. That's a fault on them and who you go through. I asked them that I needed money from Cash App. And I seen at Dayforce that tried to... Oh, did someone try to steal your money as well, Dawn? Nope, I've got a chair. But I don't need a face. And if I do, I have a guy named Heavy. Royal Bank. You can't trust any fucking banks, to be honest with you. I hate TD Bank, but it's the bank that I've been with for like 25 years. I never have much in my main account. I'm poor. I feel you, Arthur. I do feel you on that. I think everybody is feeling that right now in this day and age. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up, and how these scams are happening, especially when they go onto the elderly. That made me laugh. The response to the chair. Thanks, Darkbreaker. YouTube. Yeah, these scams are insane. Heavy's great aunt was scammed out of like $20,000. She was elderly. No, I don't believe she's with us anymore, but she is old, like 70s, 80s, and they did that whole RCMP thing where they called and said that she owed this and she had to pay in iTunes. And the bank that she was banking with, I gather, noticed several of their seniors were withdrawing large amounts of money, which was abnormal. They never, in the years that they banked with them, ever withdrew this amount of money. So the bank started calling their relatives that are on file saying, hey, so-and-so has taken out X amount of money this day, this day, this day, this day, and it's abnormal. Come to find out, thank God the bank did that, because that's how we found out she was being scammed. No other way that we were going to find out, because she would have never said anything. The bank was the one who actually contacted people and was like, hey, you know that you're on the file, but blah, 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 blah. I work with an elderly disabled client who was on the phone with these scammers trying to give them $1,200 a month. It's so sad. I hate thieves. Argued with me when I hung up the phone for him. Yeah, because sometimes they believe it, right? I was wondering something. Is live chat replay disabled? Because I wanted to read some of the comments from the past stream. I don't know, Slipknot. I'm not too sure. I don't normally disable it, but maybe YouTube did? I'll have to look, Slipknot. I'll take a look at my settings and see if that's an actual thing. Not really. All I'm saying is that everyone getting opportunity to work until Friday. Oh, okay. I got you, Don. I got you. Elizabetha, thank you so much for your 7-stream streak. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for coming in here 7 times. Yeah, fuck RBC. I have to teach my parents not to respond. Yes, pick up the phone, click anything. I know, and it's so scary because our parents they're not part of the tech age when you think about it, right? They're just not a part of that. And you try to teach them about the tech age and all these scams and how these scams sound real, but they're not. It is very scary. Like it just sucks. It sucks. I hate thieves. I remember watching a program a while ago about stopping scammers, and one of the cases that was going on was a family member of one of the team of, oh, wow, Darkbreaker. It's normal in Germany that old people get scammed. There is also a word for it. Oh, well, that sucks, Jan. That sucks. Every stream typically has an option to watch the chat replay. Interesting, Slipknot. Could you tell me which stream this was, like what day it was, and I can look at the settings? I know if someone comes in being trolly, Deadwalk will delete it. It'll be gone. Boom, with the instance, and it won't show up in the replay. On better note, Gunner Optics has asked me to do some commercials for them. I have never done that before, besides my own commercials. You know what I mean? My own cheesy frigging commercials, which most of you guys that are new have never seen. Maybe I should bring them back, but I feel bad because you guys get a bunch of fucking asshole ads from Twitch. Thank you, Deadwalk. Thank you. So I just recorded 3 commercials, ads, sale ads, I don't know, today, and I sent it over to them and they were pretty wowed about it. So I was like, oh my goodness. It is great news. And I'll make a little something from it in credit, really, when it comes to it on their website, which is not too bad because I need a new prescription. Well, I tried to look at some of your old streams too. Oh, okay. So some of my old streams may not, because they may have been disabled. I'm not sure, Slipknot. And sometimes I upload videos from Twitch to YouTube, so it won't have a chat replay. You can Google it. It's no bull. Yeah, okay, thanks, Jan. So it must be turned off. I'll have to take a look in my settings, Slipknot. I will take a look. Turn me into Mr. Adams and let's date. What's up, Enjoy the Woods? How are you? Happy Monday. Yeah. Loki is whining again. He didn't get walked this morning because it's now cold. Luckily, they managed to get the family member in time to stop the person from being scammed. That's really good that they were able to do that, Darkbreaker. Anyways, this weekend is great. Like it said, I'm going to get a new ID. Nice, Dawn. Nice. I'm glad your weekend went great. I did. Sorry, excuse me. Thank you for the blurb. I will definitely take a look, Slipknot, and I will try to find out. I do know that there's quite a few videos that I upload straight from Twitch to YouTube, and it won't have a chat replay because it's from Twitch. My day has been busy decorating. Nice, Elizabetha. Hello, Mischief Maker. How are you? We have an ad break on Twitch that's going to happen in 30 seconds, guys. After that ad, I think we're going to dive into 13 Ghosts because there's a lot to talk about. I don't know if you guys know about the Arcanium. All right. The Arcanium is another piece of the Black Zodiac, and we're going to dive into each of the ghosts from 13 Ghosts, the Arcanium, as well as the Black Zodiac. So I've got a lot of information for you today. I was only checking the YouTube live streams. Okay, Slipknot. I'll definitely take a look at them and see. I'm not too bad, Mischief Maker. I think Loki wants to go outside. Welcome back from that ad, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, and unfortunately I can't make the ads any less than on Twitch. I do apologize. Which should have all chat replay. It should, because I don't think I've ever turned that off, but maybe when I started streaming on YouTube I didn't know and it was automatically off. I don't know, but I will take a look at that and see. I'll go through some of them and see what I can find. Wait until I get my snoozes, right? RIP ads. I just wish it would have more snoozes. Okay, I've got to go let Loki outside because he's whining like a little bitch. He doesn't have to go to the bathroom. It's just because he hasn't been walked this morning. All right, had to fix my blanket. Oh my lord. He won't wear shoes. We have boots. He won't wear them because he can't feel the ground. And I mean, it's not cold out there now. Speedy, how are you, Speedy? How was your weekend? Thank you. I'm probably gonna have to go and check here soon because he's gonna open up the front door and come in, and then it's gonna let all the cold air in. I had to turn on the effing heat. I'm so upset about turning on the fucking heat. We hit -5. Actually, it went almost to -7, and I had to turn on the friggin' heat overnight. I was so unimpressed because these motherfuckers are expensive. Anyways, I turn on the heat, so the heat's been on. But Thursday we're supposed to hit +20 during the day. Like, what the fuck? I'm already over it, man. Already over it. Working? Yeah, that sucks, Speedy. That sucks. Yeah. Our temperatures today aren't overly bad. Like, it's not freezing right now. It is it's 11 degrees. Tonight will be 2 degrees. So, not too bad. We won't hit 2 degrees though until around midnight or something like that, it says. Expect tomorrow to be a sunny day. They were calling for snow. Thank God we didn't get that this weekend. +20, turn on the fan, right? Oh my God, that's bloody cold. Yeah, it's 17 Celsius. That's nice. It's 11 degrees right now. So, I mean, it's not cold, but if I leave my front door open, you know what I mean, for the entire time I stream. It's Friday, bitches. I wish it was Friday. Just a minute, Jeff. It was warm here today, abnormally so. Well, I'm glad you had some nice warm weather. You don't want to be like here. The other morning I woke up and I'm like, winter is coming. Everything was ice. There was a huge layer of frost and ice on everything. I put a picture in the Discord because it wasn't just frost. Like, it wasn't just frost. It was full on ice, like ice. 29. That's gorgeous, Mischief Maker. So got to tell you, y'all, the last time I went to hang out with friends as we were driving on the intersection of the highway, some asshole left their grandma. What? Somebody left their grandma in the middle of the intersection? Oh my Lord, who does that? Who leaves their grandma in the middle of the road? My God. Evil. Evil. Deadwall, could we get the Discord link in the chat, please? Typically on an old stream where it says comments, you have to like touch. Okay. I'm gonna look into it, Slipknot. Weird. It could be from when I first started streaming on YouTube, because I was new streaming on YouTube. Streaming on YouTube was not a thing that I always did, so I didn't understand all of the settings. But now I do. I know, Mischief Maker, right? The poor friggin' lady. She was just sitting there, and I was like, I have to call the cops, and I guess other people called it. That's horrible. Ooh, nice evil, Mischief Maker. Nice evil, Deadwalk. Have you been watching Blair Witch? No, I have not. I mean, I've watched it. I haven't watched it lately. But let's see that evil, guys. Whether you're watching me on YouTube or green or purple, type in exclamation point evil in the chat. I'm only 83% evil today. What the shit is going on? Nice. 30 stream streak, Speedy. G friggin' G's. Thank you. Arthur, beautiful evil today. 436. Tell me YouTube needs to be refreshed in Lumia. Give me a second, because it might actually need to be refreshed. All right. It should work now, Deadwalk. I just refreshed it. Oh, I'm here. I'll go to the purple side. Be right back. Oh, no, it's not clickable. It's okay. All right, all passwords changed. I'm so sorry, Ash, that you have to go through that. Not sure why. I thought it was a green day today. You'd go to both sides. Either way, whichever you like, wherever you like to be. This week, I will be going live at 1 p.m. Mountain Time this week. I'm testing a few things out that may help me during the day and not feel so rushed and overwhelmed with things. So we're testing that out. Trying to be able to get all of my stuff done has been a real pain in my butt, because it's just not it's not clickable. Hey, that's so weird that it's not clickable. It's clickable. That game is so much fun. Which game? Megabonk? Obsessed with Megabonk. I've never even heard of it. But I have a few things coming up, like I said, in Discord. If you're a part of the Discord, you've seen that I had a couple of announcements go on where I asked you guys your input about Gunner live streams being sponsored. We do a sponsored live stream with them on Tuesdays for 2 hours, where I am posted on all of their social media, and anyone who purchased frames from me at that time, from Gunner at that time, regardless of platform. Like, it's not strictly just with the Horde, it's worldwide on all of their social media. And I end up making a commission on that. So they asked me if I wanted to do another day as well on top of the Tuesday. So I put a vote in on you guys to see how you felt about that. Hi, Wickedy. How are you? And what I really like about the sponsored live stream, it's not dedicated onto hopefully someone from the Horde orders, right? It's not. And that's really what's amazing, because a lot of sponsored streams like that are usually based on selling your community something. Whereas the Gunner stream, I am on their Insta, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, website. So if someone goes on their website in the UK and sees my live stream, they use my code for 15% off. I make a little kickback from that. So it's not reliant on the Horde, right? That's what I fucking love about the sponsored streams with Gunner. Whereas I've done sponsored streams before, back in the day on Mixer, where they were heavily focused on my community buying things, right? So apparently another car caught fire at my old high school. My friend called me because his cousins work as a janitor, and told my friend oh, wow, there's some crazy shit going on by you. Awesome. Jesus Christ. Thanks. During the live stream is when I actually make a commission. for Gunner. They're 15% off. Hi, Neo. How are you? So I did ask you guys in the Discord how you all felt about adding a second sponsored stream. Hi, M Horn. How are you? Because you guys are watching, right? And I just don't want you guys to feel that I'm trying to sell you something every friggin' day, because I'm not. But I didn't want you guys to feel that way. So that's why I put that in the Discord for you guys, so you all can have a vote on exactly that. But Emorn, how are you? Okay, so let's get into this. We're going to talk about the 13 ghosts, okay? This is what we're discussing today. It's a just chatting stream, so it's a chill stream. We are going to deep dive each of the ghosts. But before we do that, I'm going to explain what the 13 ghosts are in case somebody here has not seen the original or the remake. The Christine movie is great. It doesn't need a remake. I don't think anyone cares. Get your money. Well, I appreciate that, Cannibal. But I always worry. Good. Did you hear Dr. Loomis is a playable character on the game now? No, not yet. I haven't had time. I've been busy doing things and creating commercials. Hi, SSJ. How are you? I hope you had a good weekend. That's crazy awesome, guy. There seems to be a lot of shit going on by you. I'm glad you're doing good, M Horn. Okay, so as you can tell right here, this is the firstborn son, and that's the first ghost we're going to talk about. Before we dive into that, though, there are 13 souls bound to Earth, foretold and described in the Arcanium, which makes up the Black Zodiac. And we're going to find out what the Arcanium is as we're going to deep dive a bit further into this. I'm at a vending machine. I'm getting chips. Do you want some? Yes, please, Kevin. Yes, please. Barbecue sounds great. You like Fear? Nice. Fear's a good game. I can't wait for Halloween. Sour cream and onion, one of my favorites. How'd you know? You a friggin' mind reader over here, Kevin? Barbecue baked? I like potato chips. I actually haven't had any in a while. Camping was when I had a couple of potato chips. Okay, anyways, the Arcanium. So the Arcanium is an ancient prophetic book that was written in the 15th century by an astrologer and astronomer, Basilius, while he was under demonic possession. It contains spells for capturing and summoning ghosts, profiles the 13 ghosts of the Black Zodiac, and the blueprints for creating a mansion-like machine, which opens, to open and gain control over the Oculus Infernum, which we all know. If you watch the movie, that was that machine in the house that pulled all the ghosts into their slots, right? And he needed the 13th ghost. Okay, Darkbreaker, have a good day. Thank you for popping in. Do you like Pringles? I like Pringles. They're pretty good. So over the centuries, many people died in the quest of trying to find and obtain the Arcanium before it eventually fell into the hands of Kalina Ortizia of the spirit reclamation business in the 20th century. As you know, she is one of the characters. And then there's Cyrus, which we all remember Cyrus in that movie. That is where the Black Zodiac comes from. So it's a spell book that bounds souls. I'm not much of a Dorito fan, believe it or not, Don. I'm not much of a Dorito fan at all. One of the scariest ghosts to me in the 13 ghosts is the Juggernaut. He's a scary mofo, and the Hammer. They were the scariest ones for me in the movie 13 Ghosts. In the remake, obviously. Oh my goodness, Sick Nasty, thank you so very much for your 5-month resub. Thank you. Okay, that's better. Welcome back, Squeaks. It's strange that it wasn't clickable for you. Haven't seen the movie in ages. I think Until Dawn took some inspiration from it. It could have been. I know Until Dawn took full-on inspiration from the video game. But thank you so much, Sick, for the sub and the resub. Thank you very, very much. How you doing today, Sick? I actually enjoyed the movie Until Dawn. I love the game. Love the game. The game is amazing. Played it numerous times. Had numerous endings. The kills were great. I want to see the Black Phone 2. Seen the trailer last night. Nice. I want to see Black Phone 2 as well. I did the last drive-in. So on Friday was Joe Bob Briggs in the last drive-in on Shudder. The Mutant family asked me to live tweet and take over their Twitter account on Friday, which is what I did. And it was a lot of fun. I didn't get to bed until late on Friday night. It was like almost midnight by the time I got to bed. And the director was on as a guest on the last drive-in. And he was discussing the Black Phone 2. It was a pretty good episode. One of the only reasons why I have Shudder is before the last drive-in. That is it. If the last drive-in disappears off of Shudder, so do I. I don't watch Shudder except for the last drive-in because the majority of the movies I can get anywhere. And the majority of the movies in Canada I already own. So if I want to watch it, I'll just pull out my DVD or my Blu-ray and watch it. It was really cool, Squeak. I had a good time. It was a good time. I was live tweeting with a whole bunch of people from the Mutant Fam account. I think the Jackal is one of the scariest. The Jackal is scary looking, 100%. Dude, I watched VHS Halloween today and effing loved it. Nice, Sick. I have to watch it and then I'm going to rank all of them because I honestly didn't like any of them. So I'm hoping Halloween is going to be good. I started watching Ed Gein. I finished the second episode and my God, did they have to make him so friggin' hot? Like, seriously? I have very little use for Shudder. Yeah, so do I, Deadwalk. I mean, I love The Last Drive-In. I love Joe Bob Briggs. That's the only reason why I pay for the fee. That's it. Has anybody started watching Ed Gein? Monster Ed Gein on Netflix? I started it. I won't really discuss it. I just, goddamn, why did they make him so good looking? Like, he's not good looking in real life. Not at all. Pink Avalanches, hello. You have watched it all. I haven't watched all of them. Second episode, I'm on the third now. A friend of mine had the same reaction to Ed Gein. I don't understand why you made him look so good. Welcome to my watch the first episode. Well, Ed was proper creepy, Arthur. Like, if you know anything about Ed Gein, yeah, but he also didn't have the greatest of family life either. And I think the reason that he turned into what he turned into was the fact that he never had the help and the mother that the way she was. Like, she was vicious. Hello, Marek. How are you? Her and a fiance couldn't get past the first few episodes. Oh, wow, Deadwalk. I wish I had Netflix. Maybe I can pop it in the Discord. I may or may not be able to be there at the time, but maybe I can turn it on in the Discord, zombie. You saw Mindhunter? I heard Mindhunter is coming back, season 3. I loved that show. Hello, Hamza. Hi, Luna. How are you? Total silent type. Well, yeah, he had a horrible life. His mother, she did a number on him. I'll tell you what. Mindhunter is great. Best thing Netflix ever did. 100%. Has anybody here seen Clarice? I thought Clarice was really good as well. I wished I had a second season to it. Definitely watch it, Squeaks. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but obviously this is a dramatization, meaning that there are a lot of things in this drama that are not real. All right. So if you really want to know about Ed Gein, there's a lot of information out there. There's quite a few true crime aficionados that created videos on Ed Gein about the real story of Ed. Just remember, this is not a documentary. This is a drama, meaning that there's a lot of fake shit inside this movie and inside this TV series. It is horrible and it's creepy. Like, it really is. Ed Gein is the ultimate monster for me. His story is horrific. But also his past is kind of horrific for a human to go through. There's been some really horrific serial killers, especially going into like the 1800s and shit. I'm not talking about the ones like Ted Bundy, Ed Kemper, etc., etc. There's some vicious mofos from back in yesteryear. I'm doing good, Hamza. Doing really good. Thank you for asking. I am, Luna. Thank you. There's a Bundy movie with Zac Efron. Yes, I've seen that one. Okay, this is How I Squirrel. Thanks, Deadwalk. But I don't mind squirreling because I'm not really like structured in this one. Okay, so let's get to the firstborn son, which you can see right here or right below me, wherever you're watching. The first ghost in the Black Zodiac, the firstborn son, is the ghost of a little boy who dies of an arrow shot through the head. It may be possible also represent an infant ghost or a firstborn male child. Cyrus chose the ghost of Billy Michaels as the firstborn son. As you can remember, he did have the arrow through the head. Also mother sheltered, but in my opinion, I think maybe she knew way early in life. I think she was just as messed up zombie as he was. He did, but I think she was just as messed up as he was. I've got my own theories. On that. John Wayne Gacy has one coming to Peacock. Nice. I've seen quite a few dramas on him and documentaries. He's a sick mofo. All of those families of serial killers in the US in the 1800s. There's quite a few. Hi, Zara. My favorite dog, is Mr. Loki right now. He's an American Staffy mixed with, we're not sure, maybe Mastiff or Bulldog. But he's my favorite boy right now. But yes, in here we see a young boy with an arrow through his head. This is from the remake of 13 Ghosts, right? This is from the remake of 13 Ghosts. And Billy Michaels, in the life of Billy was fascinated by Western films and wouldn't allow anyone to keep him from them. One day, a neighbor taunted Billy into a duel, which Billy used a toy gun. However, his toy cap gun was no match for the real steel-tipped arrow the neighbor was using, and he died when the neighbor shot it through the back of his head. The neighbor kid was later on arrested and sent to juvie. After his death, Billy's spirit remained bound to Earth and was captured by Cyrus to become the firstborn son. The firstborn son was then moved to the basement of the Basilius machine with the other 11 ghosts. The firstborn son is the 6th ghost to be released. As you remember, he was in the bottom of the house. There was these chambers that each of the ghosts actually were in. That's when he was one of the 6th ghosts to be let loose in that house. Kind of tragic story to this young boy, that he was being bullied and honestly thought it was going to be a fake duel because he brings a cap gun and the neighborhood boy has a steel tip bow and arrow. Like, what? Who lets their kid play with a steel tip bow and arrow? No, I actually have not, Ardio. I don't really drink. I don't drink. But exactly, Cannibal. Who allows? I mean, I know back in the day we played with lawn darts, but that was back in the day. I mean, when did Billy actually die? Let's see. Do we have any? No, I don't think we have a year, but I'm gonna say that it was definitely not in the 70s, nor was it in the 80s, but you just don't know. I mean, we played with some dangerous shit back in the day. Poor little Billy, right? I like tequila with lime and salt. Nice. I don't like tequila. I got sick off of it when I was younger, but I don't drink. I don't drink at all as an adult, so probably still don't like tequila. I gotta fix my little footstool. Maybe the 60s could have been, because then maybe parents back then, because I can see that. But even so, I don't know. You're better off not drinking? I have fun with or without it. All right, our next, yeah, this guy is not the nicest looking guy either. His name is Trunks, but it's the torso. All right, this is the torso. This is the second ghost in the Black Zodiac. The torso is missing his legs, obviously, and or his waist. So he's basically from the end of the ribs down are gone. It may possibly represent a severed or mutilated ghost. Cyrus chose the ghost of Jimmy Gambino. Now, Jimmy Gambino, I mean, come on, we can listen to the last name. What is this stream all about? What do you do for a living? This is what I do for a living, and this stream today is all about the ghosts in the movie 13 Ghosts from the remake, not the original, from the remake. Lawn darts, right, Squeaks? I'm from that era. God, we had a lot of dangerous toys back then. So the torso is the ghost of Jimmy the Gambler Gambino, and the second ghost to be featured in the Black Zodiac. Jimmy Gambino was obsessed with gambling and would spend his days at the track instead of at school, and his nights gambling in seedy bars. Jimmy eventually opened his own booking business, though he was barely able to make his payoffs because of his compulsive gambling, and he quickly developed a reputation due to his refusal to turn down a bet. Jimmy's reputation of being unable to turn down a bet eventually caught the attention of local mobster and made man Larry Finger Vitello. Larry Finger Vitello, who approached Jimmy to place a bet on a long shot in a boxing match. Jimmy knew the risks of placing the bets for the mob, but needed to uphold his reputation, so he agreed to place the bet and shook hands with Larry, sealing his fate. When Jimmy's fighter was defeated, he fainted to the floor. When Jimmy awakened, Larry and his gang arrived to collect Larry's winnings from Jimmy, but because Jimmy was cleaned out, Larry decided to make an example out of him. He had Jimmy chopped up into little pieces, wrapped the pieces into cellophane, and dumped them into the ocean. As we know, following his death, Jimmy's spirit remained earthbound, and that is how Cyrus caught him. So the series will each episode be about a different ghost. Nope, we're just going to do it all here. I'll do all 13 today. We have an ad that's going to happen. Oh, thank you for snoozing that ad. Thank you. Sounds like Dexter, right? Yeah, and you know what? I would not have moved on if we did let that ad play. I don't like hiding anything behind a paywall. So if the ad did go off, I would actually stop what I'm discussing so nobody misses it. I don't think it's fair to force people to pay for something. And I say force because that's basically what Twitch does with their ads, right? Cutting up and throwing into the ocean while using plastic as well, because he wraps them in plastic, right? Hello, Purple Butterfly. How are you? How was your weekend? But yes, we don't want to put anything behind a paywall. So we'll just chit chat. And we will wait for that ad to be over. I don't think it's over yet. Has it even started? I don't know if you've seen it, but Twisted Metal is on Peacock. It's pretty good. Follows the game decently. Nice. I have seen it. I think I've seen one episode. Oh, it was snooze. Oh, that's right, Deadwalk. It was snooze. Thank you. Okay, so that was a Jimmy spirit. Oh, later, a Latin chant causes the torso along with the other 11 ghosts to go to the center of the machine and power it up. Now, the next one. Is this? No, this is should be the bound woman. Susan. No, that's not the bound woman. That is... This is the bound woman. Susan LeGros. The bound woman is the ghost of Susan LeGros and the third ghost to be featured in the Black Zodiac. A random question. Why do the authors love scenes? I'm not too sure, Paul. What are you talking about? I really couldn't get into season 2 of Twisted Metal. I haven't even gotten that far into it. Susan LeGros had a privileged life and was a member of her school's cheerleading squad. Her parents were the richest people in town, thus instantly making her the most popular girl at her school. Susan had a tendency to flirt and toy with any man she chose, leaving a long trail of broken hearts. During her senior year, Susan dated the captain of the football team, Chet Walters. When Chet caught Susan cheating on him with another boy one night at the senior prom, he clubbed the boy to death before tying Susan up and strangling her with his tie, breaking her neck. He buried her body under the 50-yard line of the school football field. The very next day, the boy's battered body was found and Susan was reported missing. Her body was found 2 weeks later. Chet was arrested for her murder and put on death row. His final words were, "The bitch broke my heart, so I broke her neck." So horrible. Generation X, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Much appreciated. That's horrific. She broke my heart, so I broke her neck. Like, what is wrong with somebody? What is wrong with somebody? Speedy, we're going to do your wheel of terror right now before I forget. So we're going to do that before we move on to any of the other ghosts. And it is a sour, which I got right here. But I would think you have to be some sort of psycho to kill somebody. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts. Like, I had my heart broken. Doesn't mean I went around murdering anybody that broke my heart. Sounds like a country song written by a lunatic, right? Oh, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna see if Loki came in, because this dog will let the heat out. Oh, we have an incoming ad that's going to start in 28 seconds, guys. That's what a murderer would say, right? Like, I don't understand. I don't know why people... Well, I gather there has to be something wrong with that person. Did we snooze that? Nice amount of limbs. Okay. So after that, we'll only have one snooze left, and then we'll have no more for the rest of the stream. Just because Twitch doesn't give us many snoozes. This is the type of conversation I be looking for. What's up, Dominique? Oh, this is so gross. I got an orange sour. Thanks, Speedy. Gross. But welcome in, welcome in. We are discussing 13 ghosts. We're deep diving into each of the ghosts. We're talking about the ghosts. We are currently on the Bound Woman. Yeah, and I have to eat this sour that my mod over on Twitch spun the wheel of terror. Now I gotta eat this. But how you doing, Dominique? Oh, I hate fake flavored orange. Like nobody's business. It's so gross.
Jesus Christ, mischief maker!
What's up, Pat? Jeez. This tastes like chemicals.
My gosh.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I am creepy. Hey, yep, I appreciate the compliment. The jackal is definitely the most disgusting case. Oh my god, right? He is the most disgusting case. Pat, how are you doing? How is Miss Pat doing? This Wednesday, right there is a link in chat, guys. This Wednesday is Pat's last stream because Miss Rage Pat is going to be giving birth to their baby. So we're going to make sure Wednesday night to have a little celebration inside Pat's stream. I'm sure she's ready to have that baby. Okay, this is gross. It's disgusting. All sorts of chemicals. I'll do your wheel, Pat, but if it's another sour, I'm gonna space it out. I don't want to spike my insulin too much. It's a Streamloots chest, so Pat, if you want it, it's yours. Hello, blub blub. Okay, so let's get back to the oh, bound woman's head is a little cut off, isn't it? There we go. I don't want your mouth to go crazy, right? So I'll take Streamloots. I appreciate it. We'll send that over to you. Okay, so the bitch broke my heart, so I broke her neck. But who gave Chet Walters the power to take someone's life? Like, seriously, your heart was broken. Boo fucking who? You know what I mean? Like, grow up. No need to murder anybody. It's just a sad shame. And you know what I mean? I don't condone cheating, but yes, we are deep diving the 13 ghosts. Today is a just chatting stream, so we're deep diving the 13 ghosts and we're discussing them. Right now, we were just finishing up with the bound woman. We talked about the Arcanium as well. And now we're going to talk about Jean, the withered lover. So we're just going to have to find the withered lover in the pictures. Yeah, he's same thing with that one. He's quite scary. That's the jilted lover. I don't know what the fuck that is. But then we have the codes here, the jackal, the juggernaut, the withered lover. Why aren't I moving anymore? Okay, here we go. Weird. Sometimes the website stops working. I'm using the fandom for the images of the 13 ghosts. We've got an ad that's going to start in 36 seconds, guys. So we're going to kind of like stop talking about the 13 ghosts just so it doesn't get hid behind a paywall for my Twitch viewers. Twitch is another live streaming platform if you're not familiar with it. However, Twitch has ads that I have no control over. And so we don't want the ads. We don't want people who are behind ads to lose out on anything. And in order to get away from ads on Twitch, a person has to subscribe to the creator or subscribe with their turbo. We don't want to do that. So we're just going to wait for the ad to go away and then we'll jump right back on it. If the jackal or the hammer were to come in my room, I'd be cooked. Yeah, they're quite scary. I feel like I could get away from the juggernaut rather easily. I think the juggernaut is scary looking. Did we snooze that ad? Because it didn't. I'm not getting a notification that it went. No, I don't know if it went. I'm not yeah. Well, we'll see if that ad plays then. We'll go into the withered lover. The fourth ghost in the Black Zodiac. The ghost is of someone who has died having a withered or worn appearance. It just popped up. Ad break in progress. Hello, Arprit. How are you? Some of these ghosts, but you have to think about their ghosts. I would think they would be fast. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the love from India. I hope your day is going well. The horror collection is a good collection. Tomorrow I might be in a cosplay. I'm not sure. I do want to do at least 2 cosplays this week.
Welcome.
Hello, Dougzilla. How are you?
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
I'm in Alberta, Canada. I don't think YouTube can see my cosplay video. But this ad is going to end in 22 seconds. Well, they're ghosts, right? They don't have to have stamina. I think it's not like Phasmophobia. You know what I mean? Or the other side where you're running from the ghost and the ghost has X amount of stamina. And like you can loop it and usually get away from a ghost hunt. These, they're just blinking. And I think they'd get you regardless. I don't know. Without the glasses, you can't see the ghosts so fast. So yeah, you're right, Deadwalk. No, this isn't Witchcraft A23. Without the glasses, you wouldn't be able to see them anyways. So you'd be screwed because you'd have no idea that the ghosts were in your room. We're talking about the movie remake of the 13 Ghosts. The 13 we're just going through each ghost and who they were in this stream. It has nothing to do with witchcraft. I love this video. Well, thank you, Ash. I got to add to it, and I'm going to be adding to it this week. Because now I have the time in the morning. Since I don't start at 11, I'll have plenty of time to do what I need to do and start at 1 o'clock. That's why we're testing our 1 o'clock stream. The ghosts in Phasmophobia has stamina. Well, not really stamina per se. They only go for X amount of time. So a ghost hunt will happen. And I want to say a ghost hunt maybe takes 30 seconds. However, that ghost can be real fast depending on the ghost that you are going up against. And in Phasmophobia, you don't get to see the ghost really. You do sort of kind of every now and then, but not all the time. Do you play any ghost hunting games? I play a lot of ghost hunting games because I love the paranormal and I love ghost hunting. My favorite of the 13 ghosts is the angry princess. Yeah, the angry princess is sad story. Imagine getting chased by a ghost and looking behind you to see if they're on the verge of passing out. That would be funny though. What do you mean on vinegar? What's up, Ira O'Brien? My thoughts on vinegar? It's a good cleaning agent. You know? It's an acid. How was your weekend, Dougzilla? The Brits use it on their chips. There you go. They do. Do you know her origin story? Yes, we're actually talking about them, Dougzilla. It'll be interesting to see the Phasmo movie at some point. Yeah, they're having one. I really want to see Puppet Combo's movie. Apple vinegar. Oh yeah, apple cider vinegar. I really like apple cider vinegar. I'm definitely interested in seeing the Phasmo film, but I'm really interested in seeing the Puppet Combo film. Puppet Combo is a company that does a lot of indie horror titles, and they also own the production company Torture Star Video, and they are making a movie. Okay, so we were discussing the withered lover. She is the 4th ghost in the Black Zodiac. This ghost is of someone who has died having a withered or worn appearance. It may also represent someone. The prerequisite may be that of a woman who had her future dreams or relationships destroyed or broken, like being separated from one's mate. Cyrus chose the ghost of his niece-in-law, Jean, as the withered lover. And as we know, Jean, also known according to the Black Zodiac as the withered lover, was a late wife of Arthur and the 4th ghost to be featured in the Black Zodiac. Jean was the loving wife of Arthur and the mother of their children, Bobby and Kathy. Jean loved her family deeply, but they tragically lost her one night when, while she and Arthur were sleeping in front of the fireplace, a stray log rolled out and set the Christmas tree alight, quickly starting a house fire. Arthur unintentionally abandoned Jean to save Bobby and Kathy, wrongly assumed that Jean would have gone outside and waited for them, and the left side of her face and body were horribly burned by the fire. The burnt Jean was taken to St. Luke's Hospital, where she died of her burns. Now that is horrific in itself. That's like some Final Destination shit right there. My mother used to use white vinegar and baking soda to clean the washing machine. Yeah, Luna, baking soda and vinegar are amazing cleaning agents. Do you still have to watch the latest Terrifier? Oh yeah, Hobo Joe is great. The last Terrifier, the gore is good. That's about it. For me, at least. I'm not gonna ruin it for you at all. But that is some Final Destination shit right here. One night that they're sleeping in front of the fireplace, all romantic and cozy, a stray friggin' log rolls the fuck out and sets the Christmas tree afire. Like, that is some Final Destination shit right there. You got to feel bad for that. And then burning the whole left side of her face and body. And he only doing what he kind of thought was right was saving his children. And you really can't blame the man for saving his kids, because he assumed that his wife was already out of the house, which that's got to be a guilt trip on top of everything. You know, you saved your kids instead of the person that you chose to love and be with for the rest of your life. But I mean, it's really hard to say, like, what would you do in that instance? Would you go for your children or would you go for your spouse? What would you guys do? That's a good fucking question. Would you go for your kids? Would you try to make sure everybody got out? If it was me, hi, Neve, how are you? If it was me, I would have tried to look at my spouse that was laying next to me. Obviously, they were laying next to each other. I would make sure that my spouse was awake and then make them go out and then go get the kids. But it just seems like he got up, didn't focus on his wife, realized the house was on fire, panicked, and went for the kids. I'm fabulous. Fabulous. I can't complain. We are discussing the 13 Ghosts from the remake movie 13 Ghosts. Hi, Bo. How are you? How was your weekend? I don't think he tried to kill her. I don't think he wanted her dead at all. Arthur carried a lot of guilt and sadness, and that's why he was easily preyed upon. I'm doing good. My weekend was great. Could have set up the log, but then it kind of ties into that whole Final Destination thing, that death is unstoppable, and that when it's your time, regardless of how you go, you go. You know? Yeah. Could be. You just never know. Is there a remake coming out, or is it already out? Oh, the 13 Ghosts? The 13 Ghosts is already out. So the original 13 Ghosts is from a long time ago, the 60s. Whereas the remake is definitely different than the original. Hi, Trav. How are you? It could be. We don't know Arthur's motive previously, right? We just know if Arthur was meant to kill his wife, the whole reason Jean and Arthur were picked wouldn't have worked. That is very true, because you had to get the 13th ghost. However, this is where the story gets a little weird with the 13th ghost, and we're going to get into that because it was supposed to be Arthur that was supposed to be the 13th ghost, right? But we're going to discuss that. Oh, you haven't seen the original. Oh, the original is good. Black and white. One of my favorites. Have you read the Evil Dead comics? I do own... Oh, sorry, not Evil Dead, but Army of Darkness. I am very old, like about 480 years old. You know, Cyrus, we don't know if he fully killed Jean. We do know he took Jean because they were family. Whether or not he killed her, how would he have gotten into the house to set the log afire? Not seen any of them. Oh, well, then you should check out 13 Ghosts. Check out the original and then the remake. They're both really good. Because we do know that Jean... So Arthur is Cyrus's nephew, right? And Cyrus knew that his nephew had a wife that just passed away, so he was grieving. That's why he went after them, because that's how he would get the 13th ghost. Yes, Vincent Price, 13 ghosts. Yeah, Vincent Price era. Yeah. Now, according to this, Cyrus captured her because she was still bound to Earth. Now, we'll probably get into a little bit more. We will probably get into some Cyrus because he was the uncle-in-law, right, of Jean. He wasn't... Now, Cyrus' nephew Arthur described him as not being very popular with the family since he apparently squandered the Kritikos family fortune. He wasn't too close with his nephew and had only seen him seldomly as a child. At an unknown point, Cyrus and his secret lover, Helena, discovered the Arcanium, and Cyrus created the Basilius machine in the form of a mansion from the blueprints in the Arcanium, which he then teamed up with Dennis to capture the earthbound ghosts. Now, I do not believe Cyrus was a part of Jean and Arthur's life at all, because according to Arthur, he hasn't seen his uncle since he was a kid. Hi, how are you, Jax? Welcome in, welcome in. If Cyrus can build a house to be powered by the dead, I don't think he'll have a problem getting into a normal 2-story suburban home. That's a big possibility. I mean, he could have gone in and murdered her without anybody knowing, and Arthur never had it's J3. Okay, J3. Thank you. I am good. We're discussing the 13 Ghosts, the remake. The Ghost, actually, we're discussing. But according to this, Arthur hasn't seen him since he was a kid. So I don't think I don't think Cyrus killed Jean. I think it was primarily the whole like death is death, Final Destination kind of theme. You know what I mean? When it's your time to go, you're gonna go regardless if it's a friggin' logging truck on a highway accident or a piece of friggin' glass being put up on a skyscraper that's gonna fall down. When it's your time, it's your time. It kind of has that same feel about it. In Kashmir, with the folklore of werewolf, a creature named Brahma, I can't pronounce that. He lights up houses with fire that comes out of his forehead. My goodness gracious, A23, really? But it's definitely a good point. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to get into a 2-story suburban home 100% since he was able to create the machine from a mansion, right? The Basilius machine. And he disguised it as a mansion. But he also had the help of the Arcanium at the same time. And that's true. Her death could have come along at the right time. I think so. I think fate had a lot to do with her death. But like I said, that's some Final Destination shit right there. You're cozy, romantic, sleeping in front of the fire, and then all of a sudden a fucking log rolls out of the fireplace, catching the Christmas tree on fire. That is some craziness right there. So if you're just joining us, whether you're watching me on Twitch or anywhere else, we are discussing the 13 Ghosts, the remake 13 Ghosts, actual Ghost, and the Black Zodiac. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is the Torn Prince. Now, the Torn Prince, let's go and find him. This is him here. The Torn Prince. He is the 5th ghost in the Black Zodiac. This ghost has much of his skin on the right side of his body missing, leaving the bones and muscles exposed. It may possibly represent a prince, a spoiled, popular, loved, etc., whose pride was taken down or had his ego destroyed, hence the fallen hero statement seen in his story. Cyrus chose the ghost of Royce Clayton as the Torn Prince. Yeah, Fusa is here. She's definitely here. Damn tech. One thing works and another doesn't. That's strange. The PayPal link is clickable, but not Discord one. That's very strange, Squeaks. That's really strange. Did you refresh by any chance? Yeah, did you refresh by any chance? Maybe that's why the PayPal one works. It's weird. I just noticed the cat and I jumped. Oh yeah, that's Luna. That is Fusa. She is one of my fur babies. I have another one. His name is Paul. We call him the Love Croissant. It's hard to see them in my YouTube live just because it's in a vertical format where everyone else is able to see them in a different format, like in a bigger format. Yeah, it's so weird that one thing works and another doesn't. Timu James Dean Ghost. All right. Yeah, this story reminded me of a similar event where the Brahma lured a girl out of her house and lit up the rest of her family inside of her house. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. That's horrific. And the lovely Miss Fusa. Yeah, she's popping all around. I gave them catnip about 30 minutes before the stream. Fusa saw the catnip. Like I buy the big thing of catnip. She saw this on the counter and she knocked it down trying to get into it. So I opened it for her and they were wigging out all over the house. I thought it was quite funny. Okay, so the Torn Prince. This is the ghost of Royce Clayton and the fifth to be featured in the Black Zodiac. Royce was born in 1940 and was discovered to be a gifted baseball player in high school despite his attitude problems and superiority complex, so he was a douche. As the star slugger of his town's baseball team, he was offered first-class scholarships from various colleges, all of them offering him the best opportunity to leave his small-town life. However, fate threw a curveball when Royce was 17. Johnny, a local greaser, challenged him to a drag race. Royce held his own for the first half mile of the race, but unbeknownst to Royce, the brake line on his car was cut prior to the event. This, of course, caused Royce to lose control of his car and drive it off the cliff, resulting in an accident where the car flipped 3 times, which tore a large amount of flesh off of his chest, as well as the right side of his face before bursting into flames and with him still in the car. This incident quickly ended Royce's life. How many horror movies have we seen that deal with the brakes of a car being sabotaged and having a race done? The movie that comes to mind is Wraith. Any of y'all remember Wraith? There's a few other movies that deal with race car driving. Well, Christine, but Christine isn't really, like, the brakes aren't taken off of her car. However, Wraith definitely comes to mind. Nope, but I did pass by Wraith doom scrolling on Tubi. Okay, so you guys have, who here has seen the movie Wraith? Hold on, let me pull it up here. This is a Charlie Sheen movie. And I'm talking about the one from 1986. It's considered an action sci-fi, not really a horror movie. But it is a good movie. And then I believe there is another movie called The Wraith, but this is called Wraith, and it is, looks like it's about a haunted house. And that's a horror mystery done in 2017. But we know of other films that have that portrayal of someone cutting their brakes, being sneaky bastards to try to win. So Roy's body was buried in a plot of earth overlooking the local baseball diamond where he played at. Following Royce's death, his spirit remained bound to earth and was later captured by Cyrus. So that is where we get the Torn Prince, which kind of sucks, man. Kind of sucks to be, you know, picked on into getting into a race with a greaser at that time. You know, greasers are the guys with the slick back, greasy hair. They were usually riding motorcycles. They were the outlaw type of people of that day. They wore leather and jeans, usually jeans that were cuffed. But I mean, I love the movie Grease with John Travolta. That was a good movie. So that is the Torn Prince. And now, Dougzilla, here's yours, the Angry Princess. So let's find the Angry Princess. Where is she? That's the trunk. That is not the Angry Princess. Bound woman. Do we have a Zodiac picture of her? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, that could be her, but that's a horrible picture. We'll do this one. This one is from the actual movie. So the Angry Princess, she is the 6th ghost in the Black Zodiac. This ghost apparently is of a young woman who dies by unaliving herself. We won't say that word because we're on YouTube. So she unalives herself, and as the name suggests, is that of a woman either popular, spoiled, or beautiful, just like that of a princess that couldn't see past her privilege, and as such, she would be unhappy with her blessings. Cyrus chose the ghost of Dana Newman as the Angry Princess. Now, with the Angry Princess, Dana Newman was an incredibly beautiful in life. According to Cyrus, she had the natural looks of a goddess, but was unable to recognize her beauty. Her self-loathing and low self-esteem, from which doctors tried to save her from, was only fueled by a series of abusive boyfriends and led to her having breast implants, nose jobs, and other unnecessary procedures. One night, while Dana was alone in a clinic where she worked, she tried to perform surgery on herself due to an imaginary imperfection on her face. But the unorthodox procedure went horribly awry and left her blinded in one eye. She then gave up on beauty and unalived herself in a bathtub by slashing herself with a butcher's knife until she bled to death. When her body was discovered, she was described by her loved ones as being beautiful in death as she was in life. And then, of course, her spirit was still bound. Cyrus captures her for his next one. That's your childhood crush, was the Angry Princess. Body dysmorphia is a real thing. Body dysmorphia, and add in low self-esteem, and that's a deadly combo right there. I mean, this ghost touches on a mental health issue, which is body dysmorphia. And there's a lot of people that walk around currently that have this, that even though no matter how much weight they lose, they still see themselves as no good, or et cetera, et cetera. I actually have a couple of people I know with this. Some are, one of them is really high up there and has to be watched. Another one is just actively living with it and trying to better herself. Men and women can both have body dysmorphia. However, it affects a lot of women. And combine that with a low self-esteem. There's different levels, sick, for sure. For sure. Combine that with a low self-esteem. Doesn't matter how beautiful you really are. You don't see that. And it's a really sad mental health issue. It really is. It's really sad because the people that I know with body dysmorphia, what I see is definitely not what they see, but what they see is different, right? And there would definitely be different levels of body dysmorphia. You want to gamble? Oh yeah, the slots machines are always on a cooldown. Yeah, they have a cooldown. We have people who are addicted to them. Okay, the next ghost that we're going to look at is the Pilgrimess. Yeah, interesting one. The seventh ghost in the Black Zodiac. It appears to be the ghost of a female pilgrim or a primitive woman. It may also represent an outsider or stranger, not appreciated or accepted by others. Seeing the implications of her alien origins, Cyrus chose the ghost of Isabella Smith. Now, Isabella Smith could have been considered an outsider because maybe she was, you know, back in the time of the Salem witch trials where women were considered witches because men wanted their property, right? But aren't those people often told that they're ugly? That's what elevates their state. I gather there are different things that could kick that off, A23. I'm not a professional in this manner, but I do know people who deal with body dysmorphia, and I don't know how it starts. It could stem from that as well. It could stem from having such a low self-esteem or being told they're not good enough. I really couldn't say. I'm sure that there's like a million ways for that to happen. So the Pilgrimess, the ghost of Isabella Smith. During colonial times, circa 1600 to 1790, Isabella Smith sailed across the Atlantic Ocean to a New England town in 1675 to search for a better life. But the tight-knit townsfolk didn't trust outsiders, and Isabella became isolated from the rest of the town. When the town's livestock began to die from a mysterious illness shortly after her arrival, Isabella was accused by the local preacher of witchcraft. See? She denied the claim, but when the preacher fell ill to the same illness, the town quickly turned against her and cornered her in her farmhouse. They lit the structure on fire, but Isabella emerged from the smoldering wreckage moments later completely unscathed and without any burns on her skin. Instead of a quick death, Isabella was sentenced to a slow, painful death in the stocks where children stoned her, women cursed at her, and men spat on her until she eventually died of starvation weeks later. That is horrific. Starvation is horrific. We have an ad that's going to start in 43 seconds on the Twitch side of things, so bear with us. But those people are often told, and it could be A23. But that's horrible, being starved to death. But of course, back in that time, witchcraft, for whatever reason, they believed it was real, even though that it could have been a disease that the farm animals picked up, which we all know happens. We have mad cow, we've had the bird flu, we've had all sorts of different animal flus and animal deaths and plagues and shit like that. Not dying to fire, but being starved slowly is so fucked up, right? At least the fire would have taken her out a bit more quicker. I mean, that would still be a horrific way to go, being set on fire, because you don't technically die right away either. So your skin is on fire, everything is hurting all at the same time, and then eventually you die from the smoke inhalation. So that's still a horrible way to go, but to starve this person to death, and it took weeks. That's a slow, painful process that your body eats itself from the inside. It's horrific. It's a horrific way to kill somebody. People were definitely savage back then. Seriously savage. Living the high life over here on YouTube. I'll write the video in portrait mode. Awesome, Dominic. Awesome. Come Sunday, October 19th, I do a show called Coffee Chat of Horrors, where we deep dive into horror directors and horror movies. And I do exactly what I do here, but a bit more in depth on how the movie is made. Some of the stuff about their SFX and everything like that is done. That starts back up on October 19th. That one is going to be in horizontal as well as vertical. So you would be able to enjoy it in both formats. Thank you for the hell yeah lurk. Now, I'm waiting for YouTube to supposedly get combination, meaning you'll be able to do horizontal and you'll be able to do vertical. But my understanding, it's going to be very similar to TikTok's vertical combination. I don't stream to TikTok, but there is TikTok has this compatibility mode that if you're watching on a computer, you can click compatibility mode and it opens it up in a horizontal format. This is a format that the creator that you're watching would choose. So myself, if I was creating on TikTok, I would choose combination, and then the viewer has the option to view vertical or horizontal. TikTok, there's a reason why I don't stream on TikTok. It's because they hate horror and I would be banned. I always get in trouble because of my horror, whether it's my cosplays, the games that I play, because I play some pretty violent games, or topics like this. Topics like this really get me screwed on TikTok. So I don't do any live streams on there for that reason. They have a problem with horror. All right. Welcome back from that ad, guys. Even Freddy Krueger welcomed you back. Welcome to prime time, bitch. You should play The Life and Struggles of Sir Bronte. I've never heard of it. But that's a horrible way to die. You know what I mean? Now we have The Great Child and The Dire Mother. I think all of these deaths are super sad. Just super sad. And this one's just quite horrific. Just quite horrific. What a lame service. TikTok, yeah, they don't like horror. I mean, it's great for those people who don't do a lot of horror or do games that aren't overly bloody, which I don't understand how they get away with Dead by Daylight, or Call of Duty, but I play Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Friday the 13th on there and forget about it. I posted a clip from Friday the 13th, the game, where Jason takes Manhattan, the guitar kill. And I believe Sick Nasty was playing as Bugsy and dies to the electric guitar kill. I put that up on TikTok, and it's a video game. It's not real. And I got a community violation. Like, what? But some guy could be running around in Call of Duty shooting people in faces with a gun or sniping them, and that's okay. God forbid my Jason Voorhees killing somebody with a guitar. It's a horror visual novel. Oh, nice. I'll have to look it up. A23. Thank you for the recommendation. Somehow Kronos was okay on TikTok. Yeah. I think it's just my channel. I think somebody reports it. I think there's a jealous biatch on there. I don't think TikTok purposely does it. I think people have to report it. That's just my suspicion, so I just stopped altogether. I sometimes post on TikTok. I try to keep away all of the scary stuff, but this is the reason why I don't go live on TikTok. The main reason I don't go live on TikTok. There are jealous people out there. Trust me. A couple of years ago, I went through it. It was horrific. There seems to be a lot of those types around you, Ra. Yeah, jealousy is a bitch, man. Jealousy is a bitch. Instead of working upon yourself and being a better person, you just try to take down somebody else who's does hard work and has a passion for what they do. But that's the story. That's another story for another fucking time. The Great Child and the Dire Mother. This is the 8th and 9th ghost in the Black Zodiac. The Great Child is the ghost of a very large and overweight child, and the Dire Mother is that of a very small woman. They are probably ghosts of a child spoiled even into its maturity, and a mother who was bad enough to let it happen. Sounds like a real life thing that's going on right now with this child. Time out here for a second. There is this young girl who stole like $300 from her mother's credit card to buy herself a Louis Vuitton. Maybe it was $3,000. It was a Louis Vuitton or some kind of purse. And I watched this clip, And this child needs to be backhanded. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Because it was 3K. Okay, so you know who I'm talking about, Stick, right? Okay. I love that pink guitar playing girl in Jason Takes Manhattan. The character's name was JJ. Yeah, JJ Jarrett. I wish she was the final girl. She would have been cool as a final girl. But a little thing on this one. There's a friend of mine by the name of Pixie, aka the Lament Butterfly. And I agree with her theory that Rennie, the main final girl, was having a nightmare, and that Manhattan technically didn't happen. It was just an entire hallucination or nightmare. No, I do not, FA. Hi, Bryce. I saw 13 Ghosts on TV as a kid, and the adult baby with the open brain creeped me the F out. It is quite creepy. Hell yeah, that little girl didn't give a shit either, and it didn't sound like her mom had no punishments. So what you're saying is it would be wrong to steal my folks' credit card to buy a hero version of Lucille that's being auctioned for 10K. Yeah, that's amazing. 10K. Holy shit, it's just as bad as serial killers comic books. But I get that. I get it. Yeah, Pixie and I were huge Friday the 13th fans, and we have our own like fandom. And her and I talk quite a bit about the different fandoms and the different things that we think. I would love to do a YouTube video with her, whether it's a live. But right now she's dealing with some health issues. But we have some really good conversations about the fandom of Friday the 13th. And I would agree with her. I feel that Manhattan is a hallucination or a nightmare. We know Rennie was seeking medical attention, right?
Welcome to my world.
And the way things played out, how does the lake go into New York? It doesn't. It physically doesn't. So how would Jason go from Camp Crystal Lake to the river in New York? Hey, Runnin' Bear, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm more clueless here than I was in my Oregon class. But I'm hoping that we could be doing something like that here soon when she feels better. You're okay? Today I was sick this morning. That sucks, Runnin' Bear. I hope you feel better. Pop some juju in the chat for you. Got a few jujus today that people needed some juju. Okay, so back to the great child and dire mother. So the boy, the great child. Okay, we'll talk about the great child. The great child is Harold Shelburne, and he is the 8th ghost. Born to Margaret Shelburne as a result of SA by the tall man, Harold was raised in a carnival as an attraction and his mother's protector. We're going to get into the tall man here too. Harold was the protector. Because Margaret never stopped spoiling him, Harold not only weighed 136 kilograms by his late years, but was somehow retained his childlike mindset his entire life to the point that he never grew out of diapers. Because of this, Harold and Margaret were taunted and teased at every turn. One day, some circus workers kidnapped Margaret as a cruel joke on Harold. In a rage-fueled panic search for his mother, Harold ransacked most of the carnival, but when he found her, she had already suffocated in the bag the workers had kept her in. Enraged, Harold killed the circus workers responsible for his mother's manslaughter with an axe, as well as the other freaks, not knowing they were actually responsible, and put their remains on display for paying customers. Interesting. Yeah, Running Bear, there would be no echo. So you had 2 windows open. Yeah, that would be the only echo. I saw Underworld in the cinema. Underworld's a great movie. This is actually interesting. I had no idea there was lore behind this. Oh, yes. The K word? What K word? Okay, so the great, let me go back up over here. So we have the great child who is known as Harold Shelburne. And we know that he was born to Margaret because of an SA. That's all I'm going to say because we're on YouTube. Now, the SA was done by the tall man. We're going to dive in to see who this tall man is. Just for the, I like Krispy Kremes, delicious, but I haven't had them in eons, like probably 15, 16 years. Okay, so there is not much about the tall man. All we know is that he was called the tall man. He worked at the carnival and he SA'd Margaret Shelburne, who then gave birth to Harold Shelburne, and then sometime later he left. So there's not much information on the tall man, but the minute I hear the tall man, I think of Phantasm and Poltergeist. Can't tell you the last time I had a donut. Oh God, I can't tell you the last time I had a donut either. It's been that long. But that's crazy. And for those of you that do not know what 136 kilograms is, let's balls and wieners. I just closed out of that. So let's do this. 2 pounds.
My balls are here for your pleasure.
That's 300 pounds. So Harold was 300 pounds.
Ask me about my wiener.
Like, that's crazy. And still in diapers at 300 pounds. I was going to say the tall man name is already taken, right? Enderman, I got a fancy voodoo donut thing. Donuts are getting so fancy now. Yeah, they are getting fancy, Bryce. There is a donut shop down the road for me that does these fancy donuts. They're like $5 a donut. Oh, talking about the tall man reminds you of Slender Man. Well, there's an original tall man, and it's from Phantasm. Then there's also a tall man in Poltergeist as well. Are ghosts making those sounds? No, my community is over on Twitch. So I live stream to another platform called Twitch. And on Twitch, I can have sounds and other engagement things for people watching the stream. So a lot of the sounds that you hear and things that pop up and crap like that is done by my community on that platform. I don't remember the tall man and Poltergeist. Oh, have you seen Phantasm? Because just like that, scary things pop up. Have you seen Phantasm, Running Bear? We got a wheel for sick that we're gonna do right now. That's it. Ooh, giveaway time. Okay, so you know what? Sick, do you have Streamloots? Very interesting community. Oh yes. The community is called the Horde, and they're a great group of people. They do like to torture me though. Like, they have fun with that. That's why we have the Wheel of Terror. How is Loki doing? He's good. His paw is healing up pretty good. He's laying on the couch right now, pouting. Maybe let me look. Okay, because we'll just do that. And now we're gonna talk about the dire mother, the mother of Harold. Her name is Margaret Shelburne, and she is considered the 9th ghost. So Margaret grew up to be a mere 3 feet in height, and even her own mother would sometimes dress her up like a doll. She could never stand up for herself because of her pint size and was constantly stared at and picked on as a result of it. Seeking acceptance, Margaret joined Jimbo's Carnival, but found this life as an attraction for people to goggle at just as horrible. While Margaret was sweeping up a donkey pen one night, another carnival freak called the Tall Man attacked and SA'd her, causing her to become pregnant and give birth to her son, Harold. Margaret never stopped spoiling Harold as he grew, causing him to remain in diapers his entire life and retain his infant mindset, but Margaret did not care. One day, the circus workers kidnapped Margaret as part of a cruel joke on her and her son and kept her in a sack where she suffocated. which is a horrible. You do? Perfect. Jimbo's Carnival, we don't really know too much as well. So Jimbo's Carnival. So Jimbo was a carnival barker who hired Margaret Shelburne as part of his traveling freak show. When Margaret's son Harold gruesomely killed the freaks responsible for his mother's recent death and put them on display for paying customers to see, Jimbo had a mob punish Harold by ripping him apart, having him mutilated. Jesus Christ, that's like a trio of hell right there, you know? My God. No, I don't think there's any hags, Polar, in 13 Ghosts. Well, I guess maybe the shackle can look like one, you know? But that is The Great Child and the Dire Mother. That is like just horrific. That story is just horrific in itself. And you don't really get to see the backstories of each of these ghosts in the movie. You see a little bit of something. Possibly the jackal, right? The jackal is horrific. Let's wait till we get to him. Okay, the hammer. Oh my Lord. I find the hammer really scary, and I don't know if we have a picture of the hammer. We may have from the movie. Because I don't. Oh, is this the hammer? Yeah, okay. That is the hammer. All right. That is the hammer right there. Right? It's hammer time. What do I hear something? Thank you very much, Deadwalk, for sending the chest to Sick Nasty. I wonder how much blood there was. I don't know. All right, so let's talk about the hammer. The hammer, to me, is a scary mofo. This guy in the movie was horrific looking. He was a big man, and he had these, oh yeah, it was a heavy set. According to this, the 10th ghost in the Black Zodiac. The ghost is that of a muscular, heavy-set blacksmith who wields a large hammer. Any further or deeper implications are unknown. Cyrus chose the ghost of George Markley as the hammer, and we are going to discuss that. So, George Markley. If you don't remember who he is, he's the big muscular guy with these spikes that are sticking out of him. He is scary. I mean, he's just as scary as the Juggernaut. To me, they both are scary as hell. Like I would shit my pants if I ran into the hammer. I don't know about you guys, but I would. George Markley was an honest and hardworking blacksmith in the late 19th century until a racist man named Nathan wrongly accused George of theft and threatened to banish him and his family from the town they lived in. Knowing he was innocent, George stood up to Nathan and refused to move, causing Nathan and his gang to one day beat George's wife and children to death to send him the cruel message to move or else he would suffer the same fate. Hey, it's a beautiful year. Nice evil. How are you? How is things? How was your weekend? Enraged, George tracked down Nathan and his friends and brutally beat them to death with his sledgehammer. When the townspeople discovered what George had done, they dragged him back to his shop where they tied him to a tree and drove railroad spikes and nails into his body with his own sledgehammer, slowly killing him. Then, as a finishing touch, they sadistically racist townfolk cut off George's left hand and fixed George's sledgehammer in its place. That is horrific. That is horrible. And the racist guy, his name is Nathan. Nathan was a hardworking white man, but incredibly racist and thuggish who lived during the early 1890s. he wrongly accused George Markley of stealing and threatened to banish him from the town they lived in. When George rightfully refused to move, out of the racial prejudice, Nathan and his gang attacked and murdered George's wife and children and hung their bodies from a tree as a message to threaten Nathan to leave. Unfortunately, this foolishly sadistic action causes George to hunt Nathan and his gang down and brutally beat them to death with his blacksmith sledgehammer, which he had all rights to do. George was then found and killed by the equally racist townspeople after having various spikes driven into him with his own sledgehammer. Jesus Christ. It was a busy weekend. You're doing well. That's awesome. I am doing fabulous. I had a good, busy weekend. We are discussing in depth the 13 Ghosts from the remake, the movie 13 Ghosts. We were just doing the 10th ghost in the Zodiac, which is the hammer, which is so sad. It's such a sad story, but he's such a scary ghost in this movie that you don't realize that he has such a horrific story behind him. The jackal is like disgusting. Okay, I don't know if you know the story of the jackal. Oh yes, A23. So 13 Ghosts originally started a long time ago. It was a black and white film. Later on, I want to say, 90s, 2000s, it was remade with Matthew Lillard. And they really upped the graphics and the special effects of the ghosts. So these were super scary ghosts. The backstories are always interesting. 2001, thank you, SSJ. Yeah. Enjoy your lurk, Deadwalk.
We gladly feast.
Okay,
on
this
those
mofo.
who us.
This mofo is the 11th ghost. The jackal is a ghost of a disheveled man wearing a cage on his head, which probably represents bestiality or wilderness, seen as how much of a savage and how aggressive the ghost is, as well as his depravity and sexual implications. Cyrus chose Ryan Kunn to serve as the jackal. Born to a prostitute at some point in the year of 1887, Ryan Kunn grew up to develop a sick and insatiable appetite for women. As a result, he became a sexual predator, attacking stray women and prostitutes in the dead of night with the cunning of a wild animal. Seeking to be cured of his insatiable appetite, Ryan committed himself to the Borum Wood Asylum, where he eventually went completely insane after years of being imprisoned in a padded room. He scratched at his cell walls so violently that his fingernails were torn completely off, making his hands claw-like. When Ryan attacked the nurse, the doctors decided to keep him permanently bound in a straitjacket and tied it tighter when Ryan acted out, contorting his limbs horribly. However, still fighting to free himself, Ryan gnawed through the straitjacket, so the doctors locked Ryan's head in a cage-type helmet and sealed him away in a dark basement cell, where he grew to hate any form of human contact and would cower and scream madly when approached by people. When a fire broke out at the asylum, while everyone else escaped, Ryan chose to stay behind and meet his deserved fate, and he apparently died in the fire. Now, I don't think he decided to stay. I can almost guarantee the staff just left him there because he's a POS. You were busty with your job? Welcome back, Disciple. You are busy, you mean? Busy with your job? Not busty? But yeah, this guy was a sexual predator. He was a disgusting piece of shit. The things that he did, I wouldn't be surprised if once they put him in the basement, that they just said, fuck it. Let nature take its course. I can't even watch 13 Ghosts anymore without to have to pay for it. Oh, for Amazon. Try Tubi. Tubi usually has some good movies on there. I don't know if 13 Ghosts, here, 13 Ghosts, where to watch. Let's see if you can watch it someplace else. Netflix has 13 Ghosts, the remake, 2001. I don't know if you have Netflix. Yes, that's the guy with the cage over his head. The one that you can see here. Tubi has it as well. Watch 13 Ghosts 2001 on Tubi. So check out Tubi. Tubi is free, by the way. You can watch it on your PC, your phone, your Xbox, your PlayStation. You can actually watch Tubi everywhere and anywhere with an internet connection if you have data. Tubi is free. It's got a giant array of movies and TV shows. Think of Tubi as a virtual VHS shop, because when you go to Tubi, the only visuals you see are the front cover of the movie. Just like when you used to go to a VHS shop, when you used to go to the mom and pop shops to go rent a movie, all you seen was the cover art, right? So Tubi is like that as well. But you can click on it and it'll open up a description, a synopsis of what the movie is about. Tubi is completely free. It does have ads, but it's completely free and you can watch some really good movies. And Tubi is great for indie films. Like if you're looking for indie horror films, Tubi has a ton of them on there. I can recommend a whole bunch too. Thank you, Running Bear, for your 5-stream streak. Why do all ghosts have bad deaths? I wouldn't say all ghosts have bad deaths, but these ones definitely do. And I think that's what makes them bound to earth, right? Is that their deaths were so horrific, they're still bound to earth. So where people who pass away, not everybody is bound to earth. I think it has a lot to do with their death and how they died. Do they stay here upon earth? Thank you, Running Bear, for the hydration. I mean, that's my opinion on the matter. You know, I think if someone dies horribly, in a way, or has unfinished business, they get stuck here. They're bound to the earth. Someone died naturally and now chilling as a chill ghost. That could happen. That could happen. It's really dependent on the belief system as well. Right? All right. The next one is the Juggernaut. Now, I always found the Juggernaut to be scary. And in this one, he's called the Titan. The Juggernaut is the 12th ghost. And his name was Horace Mahoney. Oh, he's just a scary one. Okay, so Horace was born monstrously oversized and horribly disfigured. He was abandoned by his mother at an early age and was raised by his father. A child, Horace grew to such grotesque height and appearance that he was constantly ostracized and spent his childhood as an outcast. Mr. Mahoney put Horace to work at his junkyard, where Horace spent his teen years alone, helping his father crush and chop up old cars. When his father eventually died, Horace was left alone and finally, with no other family to guide him, went insane as a result. He became a serial killer, picking up hitchhikers and stranded motorists to take them back to his junkyard. There, he would meticulously break every bone in their bodies and rip them apart with his bare hands and feed the pieces to his dogs. This preferred method of murder was what earned him the nickname the Breaker. Horace's 7th victim turned out to be an undercover police officer who had a SWAT team surround the junkyard and arrest Horace. However, Horace was able to break free of his handcuffs and killed 3 police officers before he was gunned down by 5 SWAT officers. They then shot an extra clip of bullets into him just to be sure that he was really dead. Ooh, we have an ad break that's going to happen on the Twitch side of things, so just a FYI. I believe so, A23. Hey, Aaron, how are you? You're talking about the Juggernaut. Today, that reminds me of the Juggernauts from State of Decay 2. Yes. 13 Ghosts isn't on Tubi. It probably Tubi in Canada, SSJ. When I do my web search, it's through Google, which is through the Canadian internet. It's 13 go. Yeah. Oh, it does say it's currently unavailable. It says that it's currently unavailable when I click on it. But Google brings it up as it is on Tubi. Like it says, watch 13 Ghosts 2001 free movies, Tubi.tv. Oh, there's one on YouTube you can watch on YouTube. And then, of course, Amazon Prime. But I don't know if that's to rent. Oh, yeah, this video is currently unavailable in your location, so it's probably an American. But the ad break is going to end in 25 seconds, guys, and then we'll go right back to our discussion of the Juggernaut. Horus sounds very, very much like Robert Pickton, but Robert Pickton didn't have a junkyard. He had a pig farm where he would lead transients to his pig farm and murder them and then bury their bodies and feed them to the pigs. It's a good day, of course. Nice. You did some karaoke. That's awesome, Aaron. Welcome back from that ad, guys. There's a free streaming app called Momentu that I just found out about. I like it so far. Nice. I've never heard of it. We don't get all the apps here in Canada either. We only get specific ones. Like, we don't have Hulu here. We just got a form of Pluto. Yeah. Yes, welcome back from that ad. Okay, so the Juggernaut is another horrific monster. He's scary to begin with in the friggin' movie. Like, he is literally outright scary. He is huge. He is like this gray color. He's got these holes in his face and through his body. He's just an ugly mofo. And he's definitely looks disfigured. And in the movie, he's hulking huge as well. Just as big as the Hammer, I think. You're going to buy a Halloween for your friend's birthday. Nice, nice, Disciple. Halloween the movie is a good movie. But Horus sounds like your everyday serial killer. So he is quite scary. The next one on our list is going to be the Broken Heart, which this was supposed to be Arthur, but it isn't Arthur. And the 13 Ghost ended up being Matthew Lillard's character in here, which would be this so tiny. Like, why is this so tiny? There we go. Oh, well, it also made this one huge. Okay, well, never mind. I can't make it any bigger. So Arthur was supposed to be the 13th ghost, the Broken Heart. Arthur was a math teacher as well as a loving and caring husband of Jean and the father of Bobby and Kathy. However, one night, Jean was horribly burnt by a fire caused by a stray log from the fireplace, alighting the Christmas tree, and later died in the hospital. Arthur was deeply heartbroken by this, and he and his family were forced to move into a cramped apartment and hire Maggie as a nanny for Bobby. One day, however, their lawyer, Ben Moss, visits Arthur and his family with news that Arthur's uncle Cyrus has been seemingly killed and that they have inherited his mansion. That afternoon, night falls. Arthur and his family visit the mansion for the first time. Immediately, the entrance was by glassed walls, advanced technology, and other features. However, before they can enter the house, they are met by a man posing as a power company employee who the lawyer tries to run off. Ultimately, after claiming that the house is draining power from over 2,000 people in the area, Arthur reluctantly allows him in. This is the psychic. This is the guy that was capturing the ghosts with Cyrus, because Cyrus did not actually die. And we know in the end Matthew Lillard's character was the one, he sacrificed his life for the family. Enjoy your lurk. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful year. Enjoy your lurk. So I'm not going to ruin the end of the movie. However, that is your 13 ghosts, according to the lore that I have found on these guys. I think they all have a sad story except for like the Juggernaut and the Jackal. The Jackal was a horrific being in real life, so it doesn't surprise me that he was horrific in the afterlife. And the same goes for the Jackal. I mean, he was a serial killer who killed people in his junkyard and fed them to his dogs. So he was a horrible person. So not all of the 13 ghosts had sad stories, but the majority of them did. Hi, Robert. How are you? So that in itself, it's scary, and it's scary to think that somebody could bring all these ghosts to one place to power something so powerful and
I tell you, gentlemen,
build
we have
a house on it.
our hands.
Twitch is so messed up right now. Can't pay for it's all good, Running Bear. It's all good. Unfortunately, there are ads because I have no control over them. However, there are other places you could view me for ad free. 13 Ghosts is free to rent and $6.99 to buy on Amazon Prime. Nice, SSJ. I haven't seen the Vincent Price version. Does the lore also tie in on that one? It's a little different. This one is a little different. It does go with Cyrus. You do have ghosts, but nothing like this movie. And it's directed by one of my favorite directors, which is William Castle. I did a CCOH on this movie, the original and the remake. But yes, it is nothing like the remake, where in the event when I say nothing like the remake, the visuals in this movie are horrific, where in the 1960 I'd show that one to my grandbabies. How you doing, Diella? All right, Running Bear, you have yourself a great supper. We were just discussing all 13 ghosts, Diella. Talking about, and that's why I kept saying the remake of 13 Ghosts, because I didn't want anyone to be confused with the original 1960 13 Ghosts. You can call me Ra A23. All my friends call me Ra. R-A-H. Ra. But yes, I think that's, I don't know which one is the saddest one to me. I mean, I find the Hammer to be super sad because they murdered his wife and children as well, which took out the entire family. But then you also have the Withered Lover, the Pilgrimess, the Angry Princess. I mean, the Torn Prince is a sad story-ish, but he was, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't sure what has already been discussed. I just got here. Yeah, no worries. We just finished, actually. We talked about all 13 ghosts. We talked about the Arcanium, which is the which makes up the Black Zodiac. We talked about the mansion. Nice. The remake is good. Have a good night, Running Bear. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think they all have sad stories except for the Jackal and the Juggernaut. Those sons of bitches deserved death. They deserve to be in hell, but I'm not sure what kept them tied to the earth. Maybe because their vengeance, and the way they died. I would love to see an actual TV series based on the 13 Ghosts. Like the whole backstory. Like each segment, an hour-long segment on all 13 ghosts, adding in some more about their life. Yeah, sometimes when I put my movie collection on random, it hits me with an old gem. That's good. That's good. Old gems need to be rewatched. I think so too, Dahi. I mean, just going over the 13 ghost lore of each ghost has been great. But I would love to see some visuals. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, go for it, Disciple. What's your question? Because they have like different backstories. The firstborn son, the torso. I mean, the torso, he kind of asked for it. Still a sad story that the mob cut him up, but not as sad as like the firstborn son or the bound woman or the withered lover or the angry princess or the pilgrimess, or a 13 season show with 13 episodes of each season focused on. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, each ghost, each 13 of the Zodiac. Now they were picked specifically. Lots of opportunities to be creative and fleshing out the backstories. Oh yeah, like the angry, the one about the the Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut, he's a serial killer, right? They could really flesh this character out with the short bio that they have for him already. They could really flesh that out. You could do an hour episode on the Zodiac, on this Zodiac of the Black Zodiac. Like kind of what Netflix did with the fall of House of Usher. Exactly. The 1960s 13 Ghost is on Plex and Tubi. Nice. Thank you, SSJ. If they can turn that into a short story into a series, they could go, yeah, they could definitely do that. 100%. If they could turn that short story into a series, they can definitely turn the 13 Ghosts, the Black Zodiac, into a 13, 14 episode season. Hour long. I mean, it doesn't even have to be an hour long. It could be about 45 minutes, right? 13 Ghost series would be crazy. I think it would be Slipknot. You gotta go. Have to be up early to open my tattoo studio, but I hope you have a great night. I hope you have an amazing night, Luna. Enjoy your tattoo studio. Congratulations. Thank you for spending your time here. I will slash you later, Luna. But I think that would be really cool. I mean, and again, each episode doesn't have to be an hour long. It could be 45 minutes long, but it fleshes out their character. Maybe we get to see some of the deaths that the serial killer Horace does. You know, a little bit of a backstory for Horace. I think I would be all for it as well, Dahi. I would be all for that. Yeah, okay. Some of them would be sad, like the angry princess, the hammer, because the hammer is a really sad story. The hammer is where racists end up killing his wife and his children and then viciously killing him. So be a sad story, definitely. Oh, wow, 8:23. It's 2:30 in the morning. Wow. For me, it is 3:24 in the afternoon. But I do enjoy the whole 13 Ghosts. I enjoy the lore of the 13 Ghosts. I think it would be a really cool thing if they did a TV series. Hello, Ozzy. Not playing much today. We were discussing the lore behind the ghosts in the movie The 13 Ghosts from 2001. We were also discussing the book that's associated with the Black Zodiac. It's almost 3 now. I have been watching for a while. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with us, 823. Thank you. May I ask, what is your spiritual path? I'm just open spiritually. I really don't believe in anything. I don't really believe in any one thing. Right? So it's really hard for me to tell you what path, because I am open spiritually. I don't really follow one religion. I go with what feels right to me, right? So if that is doing a prayer one day, then it's doing a prayer. If that's doing a meditation, then it's doing a meditation. If it's doing a ritual, then it's doing a ritual. I really don't follow one main path. My belief system is I don't believe in a Christian way or a Catholic way or any other way. I do believe that there is a higher power out there. There is something more than we. but that's really all I believe in. I do believe in leftover energy that gets stuck here that we call ghosts. Could you imagine how crowded this planet would be if every human, animal, creature who passed on this planet were still here? Do you know how crowded it would be? Even with them being ghosts, you would still feel energy because everything on this planet is made up of energy. So energy feels energy, and science has proven exactly that. I think the planet Earth would feel overcrowded. And just in a different sense of overcrowded, actually feeling overcrowded. I do believe energies get left behind here for whatever reason, and they are what we consider ghosts. And I can see that energy fading over time. I'll be right back again because Loki's got to go outside again. There we go. He wants to go outside because he hasn't been walked today. Oh, okay. I don't really see my view counts on any platforms that I'm on, Ozzy. I don't actually look at my view counts because it doesn't matter to me how many people are watching. Yeah, I know that, Disciple. You told me that before, that you were a Greek pagan and you follow a Greek pantheon. But I do believe that energy gets left behind, and that energy gets stuck here. I think that we all travel to a different realm. I think the shell of our body here it's done its job, and I think we travel on. I don't think anyone is truly ever dead. Well, B money, you know, part of the human body. Yeah. Who knows, A23, like I said. Everything is up for everyone's interpretation of what is what, right? And what you believe, what your belief system is. Yeah. A lot of people believe in reincarnation. Other people believe you go to this fluffy clouds and hang out with a guy named God and Jesus and other family members. Right? It's all in what you believe in. And that's your belief, right? Your personal belief. Nobody else really needs to know. Everything is conserved. But how did you like the 13 ghosts? I really found them interesting. I mean, I already knew their backstory because I've already done this before on Coffee Chat of Horrors, but to go through it again. Hello, Life is Evil. Welcome back. I believe I can fly. Well, you can. Nowadays, you can. It's called an airline, right? And you could fly. You could parachute, hand glide, and all that fun stuff. So that could make you fly. What else is everyone up to for the day? I believe I can touch the sky. Thank you, Dawn, for the CCOH. What are you up to for the rest of the day, Dawn? I'm going to the gym tonight, and then I think I'm going to make something with chicken for supper. I don't know what anyone else is making for supper. What is everybody else making for supper? I mean, some of you are over on YouTube. You already had your supper. Leftover manicotti? That sounds delicious. Is it homemade? I bet you it is homemade. I don't know how to start it. What do you mean, Dawn? How to start what? Yeah, energy is recycled and in time dissipates in the universe. Has anyone seen one battle after another? No, I have not, Dominique. I have not. Semi-homemade. Nice. Nice. I used to make manicotti. I used to buy the shells, right? I used to just buy the shells. It's just easier that way. Only serial killer has time to make his fucking pasta. What's AI? I'm not AI. If you're asking if I'm AI, I'm not AI. Yeah, that's what we do too. Why not? Who has time to make their own pasta? I don't have time to make my own pasta, you know, and then roll that shit out. But I can make the inside, you know, the 3 cheeses, the rogat. Oh, it's making me hungry. I haven't made manicotti in a long time. Manicotti is definitely good. With a homemade sauce as well. Yeah. How many movie of the 13 Ghosts? Well, there's the original from 1960, directed by William Castle, which is one of my favorite horror directors. He was considered the godfather of the gimmick. He was the reason why we also have Halloween sounds for haunted houses and shit like that. And he was the first one to start what's called Imago, where they were in movie theater theatrics, meaning the movie theaters that his movies were being played in specific areas had extra fun gimmicks to them. So basically, like in the House on Haunted Hill, he had a giant skeleton come down from the ceiling and cross down into the audience, scaring the crap out of people when the scene where the skeleton comes up out of the vat of acid. He also, in The Tingler, which is another one of my favorite films, he took vibration pads and like buzzers and put them underneath the seats of moviegoers and had a puppet like the Tingler that would run across the friggin' floor on people at certain scenes. So at one scene, they're watching this movie and the Tingler is out. The Tingler escapes. And everyone's like, oh my God, the Tingler escaped. And the way it goes, it escapes during a movie and just like goes through. Then what happens is the theater releases their Tingler and it goes across the feet of people in the movie theater. They're all freaking out. Then there's also a part where the Tingler there's like a tingle. Everyone's sitting in these seats. Not all the seats, some of the seats all get this buzz on their butt. Like, it's the fucking best. And they don't do things like that anymore. Ra, I've been watching and listening about the explaining of the ghost. Definitely been easy. Been enjoying it. Well, thank you very much, Squeaks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that life is evil. I appreciate that. Thank you for the compliment. It's not necessary for life to remain. The concept of an afterlife might as well be just the consequences of humans wanting to live more. Nice either way. Well, I guess it's always nice to believe in something, right? That would scare the F out of people. It fucking would. Sounds like something they do at the Alamo Draft House or the Egyptian Theater. That is literally would be pulled from William Castle. He created that. Nobody else was doing it. And there was another thing. I get really excited when I talk about William Castle. Like I said, he is one of my most favorite directors. There's a movie called Torso. Old movie, William Castle. It's actually one of his first horror films that he got to be a part of. And on Torso, he came up with this idea of handing out Lloyd's certificates. And these were death certificates, basically saying that you would get X amount of money if you died while watching this film. And of course, no one died while watching his film, but it was a gimmick to get people into the movie theater, into the seats to watch the movie. And it worked wonders. Then, of course, later on in like 1973, we see the same thing happen in the movie The Exorcist. So great. Maybe that's a good thing. I really don't want to get my butt buzzed. Repulsive. Hello. I don't know. I think it would be awesome, those kind of theatrics. But if you're going to see a William Castle movie, you are aware that he was the godfather of gimmicks, right? Now, the first movie he did this was The Torso, and it was a Lloyd's certificate, right? It wasn't The Tingler. The Tingler came later on, but he's already did several other movies that showed these gimmicks. I think it would still be really cool, and I would love to get a collector's piece of that buzzer and the whole setup that they did during The Tingler. My God, what a time. Imagine those theatrics with modern movies. Yeah, people are too soft now. Someone would sue. Y'all are so lucky. We got no theaters here. Oh no, A23, where the hell are you in the world? No movie theater. I mean, I live in a small town. I have one movie theater and one old movie theater, meaning that the movie theater plays a lot of old movies, which is amazing, and it's way better than the new movie theater. But they don't get new movies, where the Galaxy Cinema is a big corporation and it's a piece of shit. I don't really go to the movie theater because of the dead pixels, because they can't be bothered to fix their screen. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm not talking about the old theater. This is a Galaxy Cinema. It's huge. It's like AMC cinemas. But they don't give a shit about their stuff. So when you go to the movie and you're watching 3 dead pixels on a screen, it kind of ruins the entire movie, because I'm that one that actually focuses on the 3 dead pixels. You have a drive-in about 15 minutes, but the closest drive-in is about 45. Oh, wow. That's cool, Squeaks. Kashmir. My mom tells me about her time. Theaters used to be open back then. They all got closed after the Indian occupation plus internal religious uprisings. Oh, let me Google this, because I've got no idea. Let me Google this, A23. Yeah. I was just thinking that somebody would bring a bogus lawsuit. 100%, Dahi. It's a shame, because it would be neat to lean into the person in the experience and include some interactive elements. I think it would be friggin' amazing. Give people something extra that you could get just streaming something. I agree. You get asses in the seats. And even if you did put a warning up, this is a gimmick theater, or this movie tonight is a gimmick, has a gimmick to it, so be prepared for anything. You'd keep people on their toes, and you'd get people in the theaters. Sorry, closest theater is 45 minutes away. We actually had 2 drive-ins, then the other one closed down like 2 years ago. I loved drive-ins. I thought they were amazing. It's just so we have no drive-ins here. We do have an ad that's going to start in about 52 seconds if you're watching me on Twitch. They do stuff like that every now and then. I remember before the pandemic, I had tickets to see A Quiet Place 2, and for the showing, if you made any noise whatsoever, you would be escorted out. Oh, wow. For sure, if they did something like that, I wouldn't mind paying a premium price for a ticket. No, because it's not just a movie, it's an experience. And William Castle, that's what he wanted his movies to be. In numerous documentaries, in interviews with him. Regal! What is up, Regs? What is shaking? How are you doing today, Regal? I hope YouTube doesn't start ads in live streams. Well, creators have the option to turn ads on, A24. I turn them off on my lives, but then I turn them on when my lives are no longer live and they're a VOD. It's just a passive way for me to make an income. That's the privilege on YouTube for being part of the live stream. You get to see the action with no ads. Then at the end, when it's in VOD format, I do add ads. However, the platform like Twitch, I have no way of getting rid of ads. So that is built in, and I'm forced to do ads. Like, I have no control over it. But creators do get money on Twitch for ads. They really do, and it's a really great way to support your content creator. On Twitch, we do as well, but we make pennies. Literally, fucking pennies. Pennies on the amount of ads my poor community is forced to watch. I am monetized. I am monetized, A23, but I don't do them on my live streams at all. It's a privilege of watching me live, right? We have an ad in progress. It'll be 1 minute and 25 seconds. I will be right back. I gotta let Loki in. All right, I'm back. YouTube does have ads in live streams. Have you gotten one in my stream? I have them turned off, Slipknot. So there should be no ads at all in my live streams on YouTube. You're good? Got home just now? Nice. How was work? I haven't seen, but the new Stephen King, The Long Walk, a theater treadmills for people to walk the duration of the movie. And if you stopped, they kicked the people out of the movie. Really, Squeaks? I haven't seen the movie either. That's interesting. Oh, not in your live stream. In other streams I've watched. So, 2 reasons why a live stream has ads. 1, the person is not monetized. Desi, thank you for your 7 stream streak. And this is what I have noticed, okay? This is what I have noticed. If the person is not monetized with YouTube, YouTube throws ads in there. Or the creator themselves turn on the ads. Like, I have the option before I go live, I can turn on ads. I can also control when those ads go in manually, or I can do it automatically. I don't have the attention span to watch 3 chats and all of my bots and everything and then place ads in a live stream. I don't turn them on in my live stream. I purposely turn them off. The only time I have ads run are in my VODs that are over 8 minutes long. So if my VOD is 20 minutes, I'll have ads in there. And if my live VOD, I'll turn ads on after the fact. I've seen it maybe at least 8 ads in one live stream. And that could be the creator putting those ads in, Slipknot. The Long Walk was really, really good. Great performances all throughout the film. It's a movie I'd like to see. It is definitely a movie I'd like to see. Welcome back from that ad break over on Twitch. But that's interesting, Squeaks, that they would make people could walk a treadmill for the entire movie. And then if you stop, they kick people out. I would be pissed off if I had to stop and take a break. It could be Slipknot. I'll be honest with you. As a creator, I have control on YouTube to do whatever I want when it comes to ads. The creator, that's their way of making an income. YouTube does pay nicely for ad revenue to that creator. You can pay for a subscription on YouTube, going and joining their membership program. So like, I am monetized. I have a membership program that gives people perks. If you do that, you don't get any ads. They also have their YouTube Premium where you don't get any ads on anything, right? Even a non-monetized channel. So even if the creator puts in 20 ads, you don't see them. YouTube is not bad, to be honest with you. YouTube is a 70-30 split, meaning the creator gets 70% and the platform gets 30%, which is definitely understandable. The platform that I stream on is called Twitch, and it's a 50-50 split, and I make pennies from ads. So that 50-50 split, I only make a half of the portion of a subscription. A subscription is not a follow on Twitch. A subscription is a monthly thing that you pay for. On Twitch, you can follow my channel on Twitch and watch for free. However, if you want ad-free viewing and other perks, like other perks that come with the platform, you then subscribe to the creator, and that creator gets a 50-50 split, which I think is archaic, old, and shitty. There's another platform called Kick that's a 95-5 split. So the creator makes 95% of the profit and the other the platform doesn't make anything, and it's the 5% goes to Stripe, which is how they pay. Kick is the only platform that does that, and there's no ads. So those are the 3 main platforms, and the ads that they go, and they're split. So A23 YouTube is pretty good when it comes to that. When ads come up, I have rewind a minute, then fast forward ×2 speed to catch up with what I missed due to the ad interrupting the stream. That is why Slipknot for Twitch, I stopped doing what I'm doing so that nobody misses out. The only time I can't do that is if I'm in a game that doesn't allow me to stop, like meaning pause. So if I'm doing a just chatting like this, I get an alert from Twitch saying, hey, bitch. It doesn't actually say, hey, bitch, but it says, hey, bitch, an ad is going to start. So I get a warning. And that warning, I let Twitch people know, hey, in a minute, we're going to have an ad. So bear with us, hang out with us, and finish that ad. I stop what I'm doing because I don't want to hide anything behind a paywall. And I don't want to have anybody worry about rewinding and fast forwarding. Right? I try to be thoughtful. Slipknot. I'm a viewer myself, right? I may create content, however, I watch content. And I know how it can be aggravating. You're watching somebody do something and you miss it because you're behind a paywall. And I think giving a subscription or paying a monthly fee to watch somebody stream is a luxury, and not everybody can afford that luxury. So I try to be as I guess I try to be less behind a paywall when it comes to things like that, because I know what it's like as a viewer. So sitting chit-chatting is easier for me to be like, all right, guys, we got an ad. Just wait. Thank you, Slipknot. I do the same thing during Coffee Chat of Horrors, hence why I squirrel so much, because Twitch will have 3 minutes of ads every hour. So it's 1.5 minutes of ads every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, I'm like, we have an ad coming up, and I only stream for 1.5 hours on those Sundays that I do see COH. I might make it to 2 hours. It depends, but I normally stream for 1.5 hours on Twitch on Sundays, and I get 3 minutes of ads every hour. And so every 30 minutes, I broke it up into 30 minutes. That's as much as control as I have. There's options to do 10 minutes worth of ads in a fucking hour. Like, that's insane. Other streamers probably don't care to mention ads. Some do, some don't. This is just how I run my channel. Right? Is your name based on the Egyptian Ra, or is it just an anagram? So Ra means ReAnimateHer. R A as in the animate, her, H. So if you can see how my name is spelled on here, we have R and then. So you see where I capitalize the R, the A, and the H? Hello, Pork Chops. How are you? How are you doing? We were just chatting about 13 Ghosts, and now we're chatting about, I was being asked about ads over on our YouTube side. But I hope you had a good weekend. And now YouTube doesn't, so I don't have ads on YouTube, so I don't know if they actually give people a heads up. I don't know. I don't think I've ever, I think I did one live stream that had ads on by accident, is because I reused the same stream that I had as a VOD. And like I said, when I do my VODs, I turn ads on YouTube. Who, what, where? Oh, 1 second. Someone's knocking on my door. Okay, sorry, I'm back. That was my neighbor. Hey, Oracle, how are you? No, my neighbor, Loki's barking his head off, but my neighbor stopped by. He had to ask me a question, so run, right? You just never know who's knocking at your door. I think it's weird because normally nobody ever knocks at my door, right? Like, it's so weird. Thank you, Reegs, for the CCOH command. How you doing, awesome, Oracle? Right on. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Had a busy weekend. And I was asked to do a commercial, like a commercial ad for Gunner Optics. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hi, Alex. How are you? So I did that today, and most of my scream room is now empty with all my storage stuff. So I got my storage stuff in a storage unit now. So now I have my Art the Clown, which is here. I have to set up. It's my animatronic. Unfortunately, I have no place to put Bubba unless I set Bubba up in my bedroom. I don't know if that'd be kind of weird. Hi, Alex. I am doing a commercial for a brand that I work with. I wouldn't say that I'm a star. I'm just doing an ad for a brand that I'm sponsored with, right? There's an A in Gunnar. But I appreciate that, Reegs. Actually, I wonder if this one still works. Oh, there we go. I do a live sponsored stream with Gunner Optics every Tuesday for 2 hours. And they're a great company to work with. I shouldn't say for, because I don't work for them. I work with them. Hello, son of Maniac. How are you doing? I am high, but it's not that kind of high. I'm on some medication because you hurt your shoulder. Oh, son, that sucks. I'm sorry that you're injured. My shoulder has been injured now for a while, so I understand your pain. I don't know anything anymore. It's all good, Reegs. I don't even know my own commands, dude. And I've been doing this for 8 years, and I still forget my fucking commands. Do you know how long we've been doing limbs for, and I still cannot remember the command to give limbs? I have to look in the bot. I also have some surprises coming into the stream. I'm hoping by midweek I get it all worked out. Hopefully. We'll see. Thank you, 8-Bit. Thank you for the juju, and thank you for turning out my lights. Just realized Leatherface, actor Gunnar Hansen's name is spelt the same way. Yeah, that it is. So juju, if you do it in chat, so in my world, juju is sending positive energy to somebody in need. So let's just say someone's having a rough day, right? You want to give them some positive energy, because I'm a big believer in the thought of prayer, in the thought of positive energy. I am a big believer that if a group of people can be positive, they can push that positivity onto somebody else and help them. So juju is exactly that. Juju is just my way of having the masses in the channel send some positive energy, some thoughts to those that may be in need, whether you're injured, whether you're going for a job interview, whether you just need a pick-me-up, right? And yet you train your mods like you do. Shame. I know, for shame. I'm so bad at remembering them, Reegs. Hello, Front Burner. How are you? Well, thank you, A23. Thank you. Jujubes are delicious, Slipknot. They get stuck to your teeth, though. But I do believe in the power of positive thoughts. So that's my way of being able to give some juju to somebody who's in need. Like I said, whether it's a job interview
ReAnimateHer
or someone's not feeling well, right? Congratulations on all that you have accomplished. You have definitely come a long way. Here's to many more years of greatness and growth. It's a beautiful year. Thank you very, very much. I like to look back on my growth sometimes, because sometimes it gets a little disheartening and things. So I look back on my accomplishments a lot, actually. And I'm very grateful and thankful for the opportunities that I have had in my career as a content creator. And it just blows my mind on what I and we as a community have accomplished. It's been amazing. I have a decent morning from dying of pneumonia. Oh no, you only got dizzy once so far. Well, that sucks, front burner. And there is some juju for you. I hope you feel better. Pneumonia is not a good time at all by any friggin' means. Jesus. Thank you for that juju, A23. Is that Homer Simpson that says reanimate her? No, it sounds like it, but it's my dear friend who passed away in 2018, my mentor, Mr. Cranky Canuck. He was the one who got me into doing CCOH. He's the one that helped me figure out who I was as a content creator. He passed away unexpectedly in 2018, and that was from him. I would walk into his stream every morning, like in the chat room, and he would be like, ReAnimateHer, and just welcome me with open arms. And that one there was from the time he did and wished me happy birthday. That was the last time I spoke to him, the night before he passed away. Patrick, thank you so very much for the follow over on YouTube. He was an amazing dude, and thank you, Regal. How do you piss off an archaeologist? How do you piss off an archaeologist? Cranky was a great guy. I missed my coffee time with him as well. It is sad, Slipknot, but I'm grateful to have had known him. Hand him a used tampon and ask him what period it's from. Gross. That's gross. But funny at the same time. It is sad. So I started my streaming career in 2017, and I stumbled upon Cranky on a platform called Beam, which is no longer around. And he used to do this morning show. It started at 8 o'clock in the morning his time, but it was like 10 o'clock my time. And I would have my breakfast watching him. And he taught me a lot about streaming. And when I started streaming, I had no idea who I was as a streamer. And I know it sounds weird. Hey, Super, how are you? Cranky had you on, and that's when I first followed you. Yeah, God, I miss that man. Hi, Ed. I met so many amazing people from Cranky, but he asked me a question because I was still trying to figure out who I was as a content creator, as a streamer. And I know it sounds weird if you're not in the industry, but knowing who you are and what you bring to the table as a creator is very important. And he asked me one day, he was like, well, who are you? What do you want to bring to the table? And I had to sit there and think about it. And that's where I was like, I love horror. I live and breathe it on a regular basis every day in my real life. And that is what I wanted to bring to the table as a creator. And I did. And I made a really big accomplishment on the platform that we were on. It was Beam. Microsoft bought it, turned it to Mixer. And I was like the biggest horror creator on Mixer's platform before Microsoft killed the platform and closed it down. Is it too late to join YouTube? What do you mean, A23? Yeah, Mr. Cranky Canuck. Yeah, he was a great guy, full of knowledge. Obviously, he was an older man, and he also came up with the term dingleberries and tongue push-ups, which, if you were a fan of Cranky, you know about his soft tacos and his soft boobs. He took no BS from anybody. 100%. 100%. He took no shit. He took no shit. It's never too late to start being a content creator if that's what you want to do. Just know that it's not an easy job. Everybody thinks you just jump on a camera and play a video game or sit and talk. But it's not. It's a lot of work. And it's really dependent on what you want to get out of your content creation. Do you want to do it for a job? Do you want to do it for a hobby? When I started streaming, it was a hobby. I worked full time and I watched streams and I was like, I can do this. It seems like a lot of fun. I'm introverted, so I don't have a social life, like a big social life. So being able to meet people online was perfect. It's still perfect for me. And I am a full-time CC. Yes. A23. Shit. A24 is a movie production company. So I ended up becoming a full-time content creator because I was laid off of work the first time. And so I decided to make a go of it. I did very well on Mixer, made a really great income, made a beautiful community that then ended up following me over to Twitch. Then Microsoft viciously murdered Mixer. And then a lot of us were misplaced with no home. So we went to Twitch because many of us were not monetized on YouTube. So we weren't going to be able to make an income. And for those of us that did it full time, this was horrible. This was horrible. Our jobs were literally taken away from us. So we had to rebuild on another platform. A24 is a great studio. It really is. Try a live site, see if it works for you. Exactly. You don't have to stick with it. Just see if it works for you. And as if you're looking at starting out as a content creator, I'm going to recommend YouTube. Hands down. I'm going to recommend YouTube. And if you want to branch out and you want to try to multi-stream, I would then suggest Kick. And I suggest YouTube because you have a better chance of being exposed to other people than you do on Kick or Twitch. Sick. I basically work in 2 full-time jobs. Yeah, it is sick. It's a full-time job. Creation is a full-time job in itself. I don't just come on here and play video games. I actually structure my streams. I'm sure he's happy up there watching Twitch is falling. Yeah, Ape It. He hated Twitch a lot. Yes. Mixer made me deal with Facebook gaming. Yeah, that's why I didn't go to Facebook gaming ad and I went to Twitch instead. 100% Maeve. Do you watch Stranger Things? No, I do not. So from Mixer to Twitch to YouTube. Exactly. Exactly, Slipknot. I also do Kick at the same time, but it's my multi-stream. But I learned a long time ago, and if I can give any aspiring content creator, streamer, any kind of advice, this is the first and this is the most important advice I'm going to give you. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't do it. And what I mean is, don't just use one platform for your content. Don't pigeonhole yourself to one platform because you will have a hard time growing. We learned that the hard way when Microsoft unexpectedly closed Mixer on us because all I ever did was stream on Mixer. I streamed on Twitch here and there when I had an issue with my Mixer stream. But for the most part, I streamed on Mixer and all of my eggs were in one fucking basket. And when that platform literally unexpectedly was taken away from us, we did not know it was happening. It was taken from us. We all realized how fucked we were, especially those of us who did this full time for a living. So my advice is do not put all your eggs in one basket. Branch out. Put that shit on everything. Be like Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Right? That's what I do. Hello, Spade. How are you? Oh, yes, she does. She had multiple people help her out in and outside of her streams. Been here as a mod for a long time, and I've seen almost everything. Regal has been with me for about 8 years now. And some of the Horde on Twitch have been with me for 8 years. Some a little less, like 5 years or so. But I built a community around me, not around a game and not around a platform. I built it around having conversation, treating people with respect, how I want to be treated, and talking about horror and having fun at video games. I suck at most video games. I die. I don't escape all the time. Puzzles are hard, but I have a good time at it. And that's what matters. That is my advice to anybody that is getting out and getting started. Arthur, you have yourself a great sleep. Thank you for spending your time in here. I hope you sleep like the dead and have sweet screams. Yeah, you moved to Twitch before the shutdown. Yeah. I love horror also. My favorite genre and a fan of, slashers. Slashers are a great horror. Smash that like button, gang. Thank you, Oracle. Were you able to get any portion of your audience back? I did. A majority of my community followed me to Twitch, and they've been with me ever since. Some follow me to each platform. So some in the Horde watch me on all 3 platforms at the same time, usually lurking on 2 of the others, but just to give me a view, whereas others stay straight on the Twitch platform. People come and go in this industry. Everything changes with everybody who watches a stream. I have some people who haven't been here in 4 years, but will show up out of the blue to say, hey, I have people that I haven't seen since I started streaming, or sometimes people migrate and their lives get busy and they just don't watch streams anymore. So it's an array of ebb and flow. Do you know what I mean? Like me. Spade. Has anyone watched Monster? I did. I just started it though. I'm not too far in on it. Just had Frank's hot sauce on some meatballs today. That is how I look at it, Slipknot. I saw that commercial. I put Frank's red hot sauce. I put that shit on everything. And I think about that and I'm like, that is my stream. I'm like Frank's red hot sauce. I put my shit on everything. You will see me on YouTube. You will see me on Kick. You will see me on Twitch. You will see me on Instagram. You will see me on the Twatters and on Facebook. I'm fucking everywhere. And you want that. You want to put yourself out there. Welcome back, Deadwalk. You want to put yourself out there because that's how you're going to be found on especially a platform like Twitch. You need another platform to pull people to. YouTube is definitely different. YouTube feeds the algorithm with your stuff. Different animals, totally different animals. Speaking of slasher, I watched Scream 4, 5, and 6 when I was visiting my sister. Nice, Squeaks. That's awesome. I followed you from Mixer to Twitch and other sites to watch. Twitch is my main. And I appreciate that, Ed. Welcome back. Of course, Deadwalk, of course. Miss Reegs is here and hanging out with us. Do you play Resident Evil? I have, Zakur. I have. Have you seen 38 Years Later? You mean 28 years later? Yes, I have. You know what really sucked when they closed down the message boards in IMDb? All of us members had no alternative to hang out and chat. That does suck, Slipknot. Yeah, you need to network. You do. You need to network on multiple platforms. Definitely. It's not easy anymore. I mean, was it ever really easy? No. The love croissant is under my feet. He's under my feet right now. This foot fetish kitty. On Mixer, yes, I remember your name changes, Ed. I also sprinkle my hot sauce on everyone. I mean, everything. Exactly, Maeve. That's how you should do it. How do you sleep after all this horror stuff? I sleep sound on some nights. Other nights, not so much, but horror doesn't bother me like it would other people. Horror is my escape. I find reality scarier than any horror movie I have ever watched. And the fact that I can watch something so scary and so violent is because I'm also safe in my own home. Whereas in the movie, you're not so much safe. And in the outside world, outside of my house, it's not any safer. And it's quite scary out there. Oh, incoming ad, 41 seconds over on the Twitch side of things. They are rebooting Scream again after Sydney back as the main character. I know they're doing Scream 7. The only reason I'm awake right now is because I heard your 13 Ghost commentary. I'm so sorry, A23. Hey, Zach, how are you? I have night terrors, but horror doesn't bother me. That sucks, Squeaks. I'm so sorry you have to deal with night terrors. My youngest spawn used to deal with night terrors. She was able to overcome her night terrors. However, it took quite a bit of work with a psychiatrist to help her figure out where these night terrors were coming from. She's now night terror free. So far, it's been, I want to say, about 2 years now, and she doesn't take any more medication for it because she used to take they call it an anti-anxiety night pill. It's just an anti-anxiety pill that I can't remember exactly what it is, but it helps put you to sleep. But it's a horrible thing to have. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. Hi. I am in Canada, Siddharth. I'm in Canada. Because I speak English, I sound like an American? Well, you're not really wrong either, but North America? Hi, babe. Canada. Kaneki, look at those limbs. Nice limbs you got going on. All right, there's an ad over on Twitch, guys. 1 minute and 21 seconds before it ends. My threshold is low, to be honest. When I was a kid, I got night terrors after playing GTA 3. Well, GTA is a pretty violent game. And if you're too young to be playing those kind of games, I can definitely see that being traumatizing to a young brain. 100%. You're not wrong, Maeve. Favorite superhero? I really don't watch superhero stuff, but if I was have to say superhero, I do like Deadpool. He's funny, and he's Canadian. So I'd have to say, yeah. Oh, Chunky Lover, Chunky Lovin' is right there. That's my love croissant. Oh, YouTube, you won't be able to see him, but that's my love croissant. That and Blade. How are you, Sidar? Jessica Jones is my spirit animal. Nice, Yellow. Well, Patrick was asking over on YouTube, favorite superhero. So let's hear it. Who is your favorite superhero? And I gather, you know what? I mean, I know she's not really a superhero by Marvel DC standards, but Mary Mason from American Mary. Kaneki, thank you for the Tiggle Bitties. The Blade nightclub scene. That's a great friggin' scene where blood rains down from the sprinkler system. It's awesome. Buffy? Fuck yeah, Buffy is great. Jessica Jones can kick my ass any day. Canadian is in the European country. No, we're in North America. We are a Commonwealth of the United Kingdom. So if you take a look at the map, you'll see that they're like America, and then right above America is Canada. You love Blade a lot? Yeah, Blade is great. I am all about Buffy. Buffy is great as well. I do want to see a horror-based Solomon Grundy movie, but rated R so they can do the blood in that. Ooh, definitely interesting on that one. Solomon Grundy. Some people use the Canadian flag here for silent resistance. Oh, do they? I think that would be interesting, Squeak. So Solomon Grundy, for those of you that don't know, is a supervillain and occasional anti-hero appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics. He was originally depicted as a murder victim brought back to life as a corporal, revenant, or a zombie, though versions, he has different versions of the character have occasionally depicted a different origin. Interesting. Welcome back from that ad, guys. If you're still here, thank you so much. I loved One World Country. What do you mean? The Punisher? Punisher is nice. Yeah, because it has a maple leaf, quite similar to ours. Oh. Yeah. Interesting, A23. Solomon Grundy is also a nursery rhyme here in the UK. Is it? Let me look this up. Nursery. Did you know that, Squeaks? Okay, let's where is this rhyme? Hold on, let me find this rhyme. I need to find it. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, christened on a Tuesday, married on Wednesday, took ill on Thursday, worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. This is the end of Solomon Grundy. That's fucking cool. Yeah, let me copy it and I will paste it over there on the green side. That is the nursery rhyme. Was that to help people learn Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? They are making a Batman spin-off movie of the Batman villain Clayface called Clayface, and it's going to be a horror movie. Oh, interesting, Patrick. Almost like they have Morbius, right? Morbius is that vampire. I don't know much about DC, Marvel comic zombie villain things because I don't watch them. I'm a big fan of the OG Punisher movie. Yeah, that one's a good movie, Maeve. You're a professional MMA fighter. What do you do in your streams? Today we're just chatting. We were discussing 13 Ghosts from the movie Remake the 13 Ghosts. We were talking about their backstories and their lore. You like Spider-Man, Spage? Nice. Normally on other days I play horror video games. I'm a horror content creator, so I do a lot of content based around the horror genre, whether it's video games, discussions, movies, etc. Yeah. Morbius is an evil villain in Spider-Man. See, I didn't know if it was an evil villain or one of their like blade people, you know? All about the horrors. I'm all about the horrors. What's your favorite game? So my all-time favorite game is a game that's no longer playable, and it was by Gun Interactive, and it's called Friday the 13th. What's yours, A23? Do I look like I have combat experience? No, I do not. The only kind of combat experience I have is street fighting, and I was really good at it back in the day. That's about it. But no, like combat, like military, no. Sorry, that's what I mean. It's bye from Spider-Man. Got you. As a wee kid, yes, it was help you learn the days of the week. I wonder if that's where Solomon Grundy's name was inspired by. That's interesting to know, Squeaks. Elizabetha is telling me all about this Solomon Grundy rhyme from back in the day when younger years they would teach children how to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They did it in a rhyme. I'm wondering if they pulled gotta support single moms. That's a sticker on the back of Heavy's van, by the way. I wonder if it was inspired by that nursery rhyme. I wonder what's older. He's not a superhero, but I like Eric Draven, the 1994 Brandon Lee character. Oh, I liked The Crow, but he was a normal looking guy, but became a vampire because of experiments. Oh, okay, Kaneki. The Dolph Lundgren Punisher was excellent. Yes, it was definitely a good movie. I really like AC series up to the 4th one. In horror, I'd say Sir Bronte is great. Some of its endings made me shed a few. Nice. I like games that give emotion. The Last of Us was one of those games. The Last of Us made me cry. Days Gone made me angry, like angry. But great game, beautiful story, beautiful graphics, a lot of fun. Days Gone. I like when my games can give me emotions, just like my movies. I like when my movies can make me feel something, and I like when my games can make me feel something. I've cried at a few different games, actually. That damn Sarah in Days Gone. Oh my god, right? I mean, I'm still pissed off at her. I mean, I understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, the fuck? You know? Oh, maybe I'll never get over it. And then Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. That bitch pissed me off as well. Favorite werewolf horror movie? American Werewolf in London. Dog Soldiers. Where? Those 3 of my favorites. I've got a few. I've got quite a few favorite werewolf movies. Werewolves are my favorite. If I could pick any monster to be, I'd want to be a werewolf. I can still have sex, and I can still eat meat, and I can still be in the sun. Solomon Grundy is also a spicy Jamaican paste made from pickled and smoked heron peppers, like a Scotch bonnet, onions, and spices, traditionally served as a pate or a spread on crackers, which is yummy. Interesting. Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. That's Heavy's. It's a great fucking movie. The Crow is my favorite. The soundtrack was definitely great. So out of interest, who is people's favorite video game NPC character? Oh, that's a good question, Spage. I hate the sun, so I'll stick being to a vampire. Yeah, but see, vampires have lack. They lack in a lot, and they're easy to kill. What's your favorite horror entity, Valak? Hello, Hassan. Screw Abby. Yeah, have you seen The Gate? I love The Gate. I love The Gate. It is such an awesome movie. And it's considered a music horror a metal horror movie, which there's not many of. You think about it, The Gate was one of them. Trick or Treat, the original, not the one with Sam from Trick or Treat, like Studio 666. Agreed, unless you're an original. Let's see, she's hot, that's why. Ra, you really can't be in the sun. No, I can't be in the sun either. However, I could still walk out in daylight, I should say, as a werewolf. Whereas a vampire, you are literally screwed to the evening, and you have a million ways to die, just like a human, where werewolves don't have a million ways to die. Silver bullet. Silver bullet. You can be blown the fuck up and still come back together. Where a vampire, all they have to do is show you this daylight. Boom, you explode like a firecracker. Then you get a stake through the heart. Then they can dismember your body and put silver on it, and you're never putting yourself back together again. Like, there's some horrific ways as a vampire to die, and there's like only one way as a werewolf, and that's just silver, and it's got to go through the heart. Even as a werewolf, Raw would still needs SPF 75,000. You're not wrong. But my favorite entity would have to be Valak. Valak or Pazuzu. Pazuzu comes from the movie The Exorcist. Well, actually, Pazuzu is in real life as well as Valak. However, movie-wise, the Pazuzu and Valak would be my favorite entities. If you're the Brahmara werewolf, you could go all into the sun. You can actually have fire on your own head. Yeah, that's insane, A23. That's an interesting story. Definitely gonna have to Google that. Kate Beckinsale? Yeah, she was like super hot. I mean, she was amazing looking in Van Helsing. Yeah, Underworld. Underworld was great. The Howling. Oh, The Howling is an amazing werewolf movie. 100%. There's a ton of werewolf movies, and there is a new one on Shudder. Hold on. I did a video on this movie, and for some reason I cannot. There we go, is a werewolf sound. I cannot remember the name of the movie, but I believe it's not where. French werewolf movie. I know it's on Shudder because that's where I watched it. Thank you, Kaneki, for the Tiggle Bitties. It's not the movie called Teddy. Wolfkin. That's it. If you ever have a chance to watch a movie called Wolfkin, it's pretty cool. I know I did a review on YouTube about it a bit back. I would highly recommend that one. It is on Shudder. It is about a young boy and the lineage of being a werewolf and being a wolf, and how they take that lore and change it quite a bit compared to traditional werewolf lore. I liked it. But I guess if you're a vampire from True Blood, you can have sex like crazy. Well, see, and that goes against the vampire lore because you're dead. That goes against everything when you think about it, because to get a boner, you need blood. And if you don't have any blood, how does that happen? Rigor mortis, I guess, but couldn't it be broken off? I don't know. I look at it in a different way. Go to sleep, Sylvester, if you're tired. The Gate scared the F out of me. I was really immersed into it. When I saw The Gate, I was quite young as well. It is a great movie, Slipknot. The practical effects in that, especially when the gate opens up, is amazing. Zombie Strippers is a classic TNA. Yeah, you're not wrong. Definitely. I always wondered if Buffy was used to a cold penis, right? It's like, you gotta think about that. The body is dead. If you're a werewolf, you're alive. Mr. Paul, do you mind? Jesus. The Gate. If you haven't seen The Gate, do yourself a favor and watch The Gate. It's definitely a good movie. Hello, Hussein. Kung Fu. Yeah, there's Fusa. She's even going over there looking at Paul like, what the fuck you doing? Paul is in the tiny haunted house. He is in that tiny haunted house. That haunted house is not big. It's not meant for a 35-pound cat. He literally blew the sides out. So it's sort of kind of attached, but busting at the seams. Yeah, busting at the seams. But his big old kitty butt is in there. All of Paul is in that motherfucking haunted house. In Kashmir, we've also got Waywolf, who's a feline wearing a hat. If you get that hat, you control it. It looks like Puss in Boots. That's really cool, A23. If this is a well-known thing about cats, if they can fit their head in there, they can fit their body in there. Hello, Andy. Germany in the house. Hello. Thank you so very much. I hope Germany has nice weather right now. We were just talking about superheroes and anti-heroes, werewolves, vampires. I was just talking about my big old kitty being inside of a haunted house, which is tiny. But that's what we're talking about. A little bit of everything. Who are your celebrity crushes? Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure. Oh, let's see. Celebrity crushes. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I do like Kate Beckinsale, but the younger Kate Beckinsale. She's beautiful. Selma Hayek. She's gorgeous. Charlie Hunnam. Not even sure how you pronounce his name. Matthew McConaughey. I think they're good-looking humans. You know what I mean? I think everything about them is their bone structure, their skin, the way they treat people. I think that's what makes them really beautiful. Willem Dafoe. Oh, I love Willem Dafoe. Ash, great. Sarah Michelle Gellar, nice page. Well, thanks, Michael. I'm actually a GILF. I put a G in there because I'm a grandma. There are some people I know who haven't seen The Gate yet. I think The Gate is a highly underrated film. Highly underrated. Why would you ask that question? Hello, George. How are you? Superhero could be Toxic Avenger. Yeah, he could be Toxic Avenger. I want to see the new Toxic Avenger. That scene with Selma Hayek in Dusk Till Dawn. I know, right? Beautiful scene. I'm trying to think of other celebrities that I find, I don't want to say they're crushes, but I just find them pretty to look at. Just trying to think. Because in all honesty, I don't have eyes for anybody else except for Heavy. However, I do think other people could be beautiful. I'm trying to think who else is on that list. Missy! Scarlett Johansson is definitely on that list. She's beautiful. That woman is beautiful. How are you? I'll be looking for a little bit while I'm driving. Lurking for a little bit? No worries, Missy. You do what you need to do while you drive. It's so nice to see you. I hope everything is well. Jennifer Tilly, she's beautiful as well. Christina Hendricks. 13 Ghosts. Yes, originally we were talking about 13 Ghosts. Normally I troll live chats, but I'll leave you alone. You're too gorgeous. Oh, well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I get people come in here and try to be trolly. It is what it is. Right? Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves, Patrick, yeah. Johnny Depp and Keanu for 100%. Brad Pitt is definitely decent looking. Or the lady who plays Wonder Woman. The original Wonder Woman or the remake Wonder Woman? And I've got this wheel for Heavy. Vera Farmiga. Emily Blunt. There's some good looking people. All right, Heavy won VIP. Oh, Heavy already has VIP. Do you want to hand it off to somebody? Linda Carter. Oh, Toni Collette. Yeah. Well, the OG was Linda Carter. Yes, she is. And Gal Gadot is the new one. I couldn't remember her name. Are you playing those jump scream sounds on purpose? My community is A23. Pedro Pascal? You like Pedro Pascal? Nice. I think someone said Morbius is evil earlier, but he's more of a tragic villain, not inherently evil. In the movie, he's an anti-hero. Oh, well, thank you for that, Slipknot. I don't have one, Michael. I couldn't tell you. Have you watched Inglourious Bastards? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It's a pretty violent movie. I always mix up her and Margot Robbie. Oh, Jennifer Aniston. She's gorgeous. Visually, I don't know what she's like in person, if she's a nice person, but usually when people, how I see people, if I know that they're a good person, visually they're decent looking, but you know that they're a good person, like Keanu Reeves, this makes them even just more pretty to look at. What shows do I watch? I watch a lot when it's winter. I don't really watch much shows in the summer because we're usually out and about camping and just on the motorcycles and stuff like that, because it's beautiful here in the summer and it's short. Michelle Pfeiffer, God, yeah, she's a beauty that doesn't get old. Halle Berry. Men for me would be, oh my God, Jensen Ackles, yeah. Tom Welling. Rhonda Shear. I heard Rhonda Shear is doing a remake of Up All Night. I've watched 13 Ghosts many years ago. I liked it. It's a great movie, Kirby's. I'd have to say, okay, so it's 4 a.m. You have to dip. No worries, A23. You have a great night. Thank you for sharing your time here with us. I hope you sleep well. There's nothing wrong with porn. I have no idea. I don't watch it. But to each their own. You know what I mean? Whatever anybody likes. That's a bingo. Remember that scene? No, I don't. I don't remember every scene. I think I've seen Inglourious Bastards like 2 times. You watching Gen V? No, I haven't seen that one yet. I am currently watching he is a dick, but Luke Hemsworth. Oh, Luke Hemsworth. I'm trying to think. Liam. Luke is the other brother. Oh, okay. Liam Hemsworth. Okay. Henry Cavill. Tom Ellis. Tom Ellis is a good looking man for sure. No, I can honestly say, Michael, not at all. Let's see. I can't think of anybody else. But Luke Hemsworth, hold on, let me Google Luke here for a second, because I don't remember what he looks like. Oh, okay, yeah, he's not bad looking. Yeah, he's not bad looking. Australian actor. All right, he's one of the Hemsworth brothers. Gotcha. Oh, 12 Psychopaths. There's one other person I just thought of. Sam Rockwell. I like Sam Rockwell. I love Woody Harrelson and Colin Farrell, even though Colin Farrell can be a douche. I prefer my men a little more feminine, though. Karen Gillian. Timothy Chalamet, but he is too young for me, but he's a cutie. It's Liam, I think, is a cutie. Luke is the younger brother. Chris is the good looking too. Yeah, I think Chris is the one that plays Thor. Is that right? I would have to say Robert Englund, only because I have met him and spoken to him, and he is such a good guy and a lovely to speak to. I'm jealous. I haven't had a chance to meet him. Scout Taylor Compton. Right on. I like Madeline Stowe. Madeline. Let me see who that is. Let's go and take a look. Oh, I know who she is. Okay. Nice. So she plays in 12 Monkeys, The General's Daughter, which is a great movie. The Last of the Mohicans. Stakeout, which is another great friggin' movie. Oh my God, Stakeout. I haven't seen Stakeout in eons. Oh, that is a movie I have to find and add to my watch list. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. as well. Yeah, you're not wrong, Spage. 100%. Stakeout is a great movie. Will Smith or Lil Wayne? Oh, fucking neither. Neither. Will Smith is a bitch. And Lil Wayne, he's just too squeaky for me. Probably my favorite movie with her. It's a great movie, Stakeout. I'm just being truthful. You know, Michael over here is like Will Smith or Lil Wayne. Couldn't you give me like Samuel Jackson and like Denzel Washington? Or, you know, some good looking men? Why? Because I don't like either of them. That makes me racist, Michael? Are you stupid? Will Smith is a bitch and Lil Wayne is squeaky. What makes either of them good looking? Or why would I want to choose either of them? Like, neither. Like I said, Will Smith is a bitch and Lil Wayne, he's like squeaky. The main character for Michael B. Jordan, he's a good looking man. Is this clown calling you? Yeah, Missy, on YouTube, because I don't want to pick between Will Smith and Lil Wayne. Like, what fucking rejects are those, right? Do you like Russia? I have no problem with Russia. Russia hasn't done anything to me. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, he's definitely good looking in Sinners. Yeah. One of my mods is Russian. Yeah. But I have nothing against Russia. Russia didn't do anything to me, so why would I have an issue? What's up, Fathom? Will Smith is a Diddy's little puppet. Oh God, he's just a bitch. You know? He is. Slap Chris Rock. Like, what the fuck? You know who else I think is Dave Chappelle. He's cute. He's cute. And what's the other guy's name? Oh, he plays Smokey in Friday. I don't know him, Dastan, so I really can't say. Maybe it was, Michael. I have no fucking clue. I don't listen to American stuff there, dude. Chris Tucker. Yeah, he's cute too. Getting the last few things done with getting my PC area set up. That's awesome, Fathom. That's great. Then you'll be able to play PC games with us. You know who I also thought was good looking, but he got older and is not good looking anymore, is John Leguizamo. He was, it's the same thing with John Travolta. John Travolta was good in younger years and even into his mid years, like even when he did Pulp Fiction. But as he got older, I don't know what the fuck happened to these people. I love poutine. Me too. Don't know him, Dastan. Don't know him. Chris Tucker is hilarious. 100%. We were just watching Friday the other day. Sunday, I think. Oh, hell yes, Patrick. Shamar Moore. Yes, because he plays in SWAT, but he also plays in Criminal Minds. Yeah. The Pest. That's a funny movie. Oh, see, I'm not a JDM fan like Deadwalk is. He's a good looking guy. He's definitely a good looking guy. I want to marry Lee Bingbing. Hold on, let me see who that is. Lucy Liu is another beautiful woman. Oh, she's a Chinese actress. I've seen The Forbidden Kingdom. Ooh, and I haven't seen The Meg. I can't say I've seen The Meg, but I've seen Forbidden Kingdom. And I've seen Resident Evil Retribution and Resident Evil. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Oh God, they were amazing in Rush Hour. Amazing in Rush Hour. I don't know, Dastan. Hello, Jesso. How are you? Oh, would you marry Bruce Lee? He's not alive. I wouldn't do him, but I am a fan. Yeah, I was going to say Deadwalk's a huge fan of JDM. He'd marry Kevin Smith. Yeah. Carmen Electra held her looks well. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say she held them well. A lot of nip tuck, nip tuck. I don't know what you're talking about, Astro. I thought JDM looks like Robert Downey Jr. Do you really think so? Huh. It is. It's always fucking wild, though. I mean, for the most part. And everybody was always worried about Kick. You know what I mean? Everybody was always worried about Kick. I'm like, hold my fucking beer. Let me show you YouTube. Who would win in a fight? He looked like him in Watchmen. Oh, I could see that. I could see that. Zoe Bell? Look. Speaking of the fucking devils over on Kick. did a bell go off? You know what I mean? Deadwalk. Lady Imperator can lead me around. I know who Enrique Iglesias is. Yes, I know who he is. There's a lot of good looking people in Hollywood. And I guess that's why they're actors, right? I guess that's why they're actors. Oh, what do we got? 20 minutes? 20 minutes. Nice. I am going to the gym tonight. Who the hell are these people? Who is Tom? Who is that? Tom DeLong? He's a musician. Blink 182. Okay. All right. Against Fusa, leave the catnip alone, you fucking crackhead. Mike Shinoda, who is a rapper. Oh, I'm gonna go with Mike. Fusa is after the catnip again. Shakira is good. Yeah, Holly Weird, 100%, Missy. 100%. Money can make you look like anything, though. It can. It really can. But it also can fuck you up. Look at Madonna. Look at some of these women that still get their nip tuck done. Not a good time. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Robert Downey Jr. I do see where they look alike in a sense. I get what you're saying, Slipknot. I don't say they look exactly like, but they could be mistaken for one another. Lenny Kravitz. I like his music. I'm doing good, Parry. I don't even know who that is, Dastan. I know the bands. I don't know the singers. I mean, I know like Ozzy. Remember, trolls are not real people and do not deserve respect. 100%. They're dingles, dingleberries, dingle of the berries. They're what hangs off of a dog's ass. That's what Mr. Cranky would say all the time. Oh, we got an ad that's gonna start over there. Oh, we snooze that shit. Thank you very much, because might as well. It's gonna pop up when I do my end credits, though. I guarantee it. Well, nice. I hope India is good. We get quite a few people from India in here. Actually, JDM about 15 years ago was always mistaken for Javier Bardem. Really, Deadwalk? I have seen True Blood, Patrick. Yes, I have. I used to watch the show on a regular basis. I've rewatched. Oh Lord, I have rewatched both True Blood and True Blood's numerous times. Have you seen The Boys? I have, up to season 3. I haven't watched season 4. Well, thank you, Michael. I have been collecting horror for well over 25 years, and what you see behind me is a fraction of my collection. A fraction. I could say that it's like a quarter of my collection. I've got to watch Gen V. Oh, Eric Northman. Yeah. One of the brothers of whatchamacallit. Yeah, he's good looking too. I couldn't stand Sookie Stackhouse. I could never stand her. I can't stand her fucking character as I think she was Rogue in X-Men. I'm not a fan of her. Like, I'm not a fan of her. I had to tolerate this bitch in True Blood. Who's your favorite in the boys? Frenchie. So in 1 to 3, I'm gonna have to say Frenchie. Sookie was definitely annoying. I'm not a fan. I don't want to say I don't like her. I don't know her. I'm not a fan of her work. I'm not a fan of her as an actress. I'm not saying she does a horrible job. I'm just not a fan. Anybody can really get pregnant, Michael. The pretty, the ugly. I have Spooky. I so want a 5th season. I fucking love Lafayette. Lafayette was one of my favorites. May he rest in peace. Which one? Which one, Ozzy? What are we talking about? Inglorious Bastards? I need to be more careful. I don't want to get pregnant. Right, Spage? In the boys. Oh, in the boys. Okay, I was kind of confused. Like, what are we talking about here? Well, thank you only. No, I am not single. You always lose, Michael. Appreciate the channel. How do you feel about senior citizens involved in what the fuck is that? People ask me the strangest friggin' questions on YouTube. What the fuck does that mean? Like, I don't know what some of these things are. Where do you come up with these fucking questions? Like, seriously. Social dribbling is a typo for social dribbling, which refers to using dribbling drills in soccer. The fuck? What? Right, I can't look after myself, let alone a smaller version of me. Jeez, God help the world. I had too many me's. Sometimes you can be, Michael. If it is what it is, right? 4 a.m., that's not a bad thing. The hell does that mean? Clicking handles overnight? The fuck does that mean? What does that mean? I think if a senior citizen wants to enjoy pegging, they should. Is that what it means, Maeve? Like, I don't know what these fucking things mean. Being the cool uncle is the best option. I agree. It's a great option. Being a great auntie, too. Some of the questions that I get on YouTube they're totally fucking insane. I don't even know. Is that another version of window licking? I don't know, Missy. I have no fucking clue. I get asked the weirdest fucking questions on YouTube. Like, I know what these people are talking about. I do like Alexander Arsgard. Yeah. Could be Missy. I don't know. Maeve seems to know what people are coming down. I'm not sure. No, it does not. But I can be as silly as these questions. You can be, Maeve. Ra, you have really weird people asking you questions on YouTube. I know, it's so fucking hilarious. I really should just screenshot all of the weirdness and then do an entire video of it, because I have never been asked these questions on any other live platform at all. Like, at all. I don't even know where they come up with these fucking questions. I should, Elizabetha. You're not wrong. I mean, who are commenting smoking weed? Come on, I meant the elderly. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know what you mean. Speak old people talk or something. I don't know what that means. Most embarrassing moment is when I walked in on my parents' room. That sucks, and you waited for 25 minutes? Okay, let me ask this. Do you believe in reptilian theory, like reptilian aliens living among us? I honestly can't say that I have ever thought about it. You know? People think vampires exist in culture, in numerous cultures going around the world, dating back to like the 16 to 1700s and even earlier. They believed in sea serpents. They believed in vampires. They believed in dragons. They believed in werewolves. So why not? Right? You special, just not window licking special. Most of us, them twats, must have rode a short bus. Yep, zombie. Probably. I'm not special. I will make insane comments to combat the idiots. Yeah. Maybe the alien reptiles are asking odd questions on YouTube. That's a good question, Deadwalk. Good day to you as well. Like I said, I have no idea what you're talking about, but have a great day. What about secret society controlling the world affairs?
To see what
You know what? I wouldn't surprise me if there is a upper echelon 1% rich cunts that are controlling everything. However, I have no idea. And you can speculate all you like. It is what it is, but it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, well, thank you, Nate. Ever been to Halloween Horror Nights? No, unfortunately, I have not. We don't have them here in Alberta. What movie do you like better? Last Voyage of the Diameter or Nosferatu? Don't hate me. I haven't seen Nosferatu yet. I don't know. Is there something about Nosferatu that I just don't have? I don't have that. I have to fucking watch that movie. I am a vampire. Shh. We don't tell people. We won't tell people. The government fucks us daily. Already, we don't even need even higher ups. 100%, Missy. You're not wrong. Only the cool ones wear helmets. 9 minutes. Thank you, Deadwalk. No, I have not been skydiving, Patrick. I want to see the doctor today. Dr. Acula for Dracula. I can't read those comments on YouTube anymore. They are too messed up and funny. Yeah, the day in my life, Elizabetha. Day in my life. I was talking with a dev from Lumia because I've been having issues with a specific software. And he's like, I have never seen an issue like this ever in my time. And I was like, that's because it's me. Welcome to my world. I will find the strangest bugs, the strangest bullshit in your software or your game. It's just the way it is. And he was like, yeah, I can see that. I can't even replicate your issue. I'm like, nobody can replicate my issues. I love YouTube, and the comments I see, it just tells me I am doing A-okay. You are, Missy, you are. I wish I was somewhere else because of the... Nowhere is good, SSJ, not even here. Nowhere is good, buddy. It just sucks. That's why we gotta be each other. We gotta stand together. They all suck. All right, it is about that time, and let's do the ads before the... Let's do the credits before the ads rock and roll here. There we go. Thank you guys so very much for coming in and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. It's like, seriously, thank you guys. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing your time with me, your laughter with me, your stories with me. Thank you for allowing me to share the story of the 13 ghosts and the lore behind the 13 ghosts. I had a lot of fun today. And I'm looking forward to definitely doing more. Members of the Horde Unite, thanks for all you do, Ra. Thank you, Maeve, for 39 months of being a Shadow Master here on YouTube. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you, Michael. Thank you. Maeve, seriously, thank you again for the support on my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. And the Shadow Master sounds so fucking cool. You as well, Elizabetha. Enjoy the rest of your night. I hope everybody has an amazing night. I am glad I caught you as well, Missy. I miss you. And yes, tomorrow, Ash, tomorrow we will be starting Alien Isolation, my very first playthrough. I have not played it. Tomorrow is the start of Alien Isolation, and we will be doing Alien Isolation every day until we finish the game. So I'm hoping Tuesday to Friday will be Alien Isolation. I've never played it before, so I don't know what the fuck we're into. Is it in my day? I'm starting stream at 1 p.m. Mountain Time now. I started a little later so I can get other things done during the day that I never have time to do. We are the Shadow Cabal. Well, thank you, Michael. I'm definitely not a Karen, dude. Definitely not. And I don't get offended. I come from a generation where we used to sing, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I'm rubber, you're glue. What bounces off to me sticks on to you. So I'm from that generation, and I've got zero fucks to give, to be honest with you. I love Matthew McConaughey. Anyways, thank you so very much for your time. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for your 5-month resub as well. Thank you, Elizabetha, Darkbreaker, Speedy Misha, for your stream streaks. Runnin' Bear and Desi, thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And who do I see? I see you too. Thank you so very much for the follow over on YouTube. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Sweet screams, and I will slash yous all later. Bye.